What's going on, people? It is that dude named Dave. I am back. I am in the building. No struggle streaming. Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 2 if you can't. Let go. Let's get this party started, y'all. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. I'm back in the building. You see how that goes? I was gone for a minute, and now I'm back, and I'm here every day again. You know, it's not no fad. This ain't a game. Yo, we here working. We having a good time. We building. We doing what we got to do here. Shout out to the tribe here. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Hey, with my live streams, you know I like the long stroke. I'm not going to long stroke y'all too much today. I'm not. I just got a few things I want to discuss for a few minutes, and then we're going to get right into it. I just want to tell you that at the top of the show here. We're not going to long stroke you too long here. You know, I like to long stroke y'all. You know, your boy, that dude don't like to rush things. You know what I mean? But we're going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got things to do today, you know, and, you know, we're going to get into it. So let me see who's in the building first of all. Hey, hold on. Before the stream even started, we got my man DeAndre Gatlin coming through the building, but the $4.99, we're gonna upgrade that to the $5 holla. He says Hafiz stole Pearly's ideas right on camera. That dude Dave, dive into it. Can't wait for this one. Oh man. Shout out to DeAndre. Know what we gotta do? Salute, brother. Yo, we getting the money. Y'all supporting the brother. Y'all putting it in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see the hustle. Y'all see the grind. Like what would Floyd Mayweather say? You know, you see we working hard work right now. We putting in, we getting the money. Y'all donating the money because you represent, you know, the hard work that's being put in. So, hey, DeAndre, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for coming in and supporting. So who else is in the building here? We got Gavin. What's going on, Gavin? Derek's in the building. I see you, Derek. DeAndre's like, R.I.P. to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. Dave is picking up the torch, and we appreciate the hard work you putting in. Oh, man, DeAndre, you dropping the gems on me today. Look, I can never be Kevin Samuels, but you want to know something? Hey, I just want to put in the work and grind like that. You got to look at people who put in the work, and then you kind of emulate that. You know, we got different styles, but, man, I appreciate that sentiment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see here. Who else is in here? We got... See, I see Derek. Hold on. Mr. Barbados. I see you, brother. I see you, Mr. Barbados. Jay Dillinger. Hey, Jay. Daniel, Mod Gang, Rod in the building. Okay, I see y'all can hear me. I was talking for a minute and I didn't scroll down on StreamYard here, so y'all can hear me. Daniel got the ones. I see DeAndre. I see Emmanuel. Yeah. What's up, Dave? You need to dye your hair whilst you need to dye your hair white for season 2. Team Black. Hey. Hey, you want me with the white locks? You want me the white locks for season 2? Hey, it's not gonna be till like 2024, Derek. We gotta wait a whole year. Man, I made it do a midnight stream. Don't care about monetization. Just talk about that stuff. Y'all down being the nerd status with the Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? That look crazy if I had like the white locks, like that. Was it a House Valeria? Is it House Valeria? You know, because you know I didn't read the books. I snipped it through it when the first show came on, and so now it's keeping up. So that's House Valeria, right? Oh man, who else is in the building here? Hey, what's going on, Sean? How you doing, Clotis? I'm half asleep. I hear you. What's going on, Roy? Yeah. Okay. Hold on here. You know what though? I used the music to get into it, but I don't need the music no more. Yeah, the show has started here, so we gonna take that out, you know. Let's see what we got going here. Dave's like white locks looking like Leroy from Tekken 7. No doubt. Hey, shout out to Robert. What's going on, man? With the $2 holla, 904 in the building. What up, Dave and Tribe? Oh man, y'all coming through. That's what we talking about, man. Yeah. Salud, brother. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Y'all be contributing. Y'all do what y'all do here. Who else we got in the building here? I know I'm missing somebody. I see JD's in the building. StreamYard's acting a little funny here, so bear with me for 1 second here. What's going on here? I see JD. Give me 1 second here. You know what though? I think I found a glitch between StreamYard and YouTube. Okay, I'm glad I figured something out here. All right. See, you learn something new every day. You know, you're a one-man show here and everything, and you see things popping off, and it's like, yo, oh man, hold on. The money's coming in the building. It's my man JD. He coming through with the $20 holla, always supporting. Hey, something straight love here. That's what I'm talking about, JD. Salud, brother. Thank you. Hey, man, JD, that's one of my man, 50 grand, known him for years. Hey, by the way, if you guys get a chance, watch stuff with us. That's his channel. Whether you're watching this live or you check this out on the playback, watch stuff with us. That's his channel with him and wifey. You know, they doing reactions to TV shows, to movies, you know, Netflix joints, you know, all kinds of stuff, you know. That's my man JD. Show that man some love as well. You know, Tribe Gang here. We all represent. We all one love in the building. You know what I mean? So that's what we got going on here, you know, showing love right back to each other. That's what we do. Keep the money circulating within the circles. Keep the money within. That's what I'm talking about. That's right, Daniel. Get the likes up. That's what's going on, Fred? What's up, that dude named Dave? Leaving work in the 502. I'm going to listen in stealth mode. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Fred. You can listen in the background. I'm cool with that, man. I'm cool with that. So like I said, before we get started here, get the likes up. You guys can't be moonlighting. You guys can't come in the building and just be like, yo, here we go. Nah. The price of admission is that like button. I appreciate the supers. I appreciate the cash apps. But you want to know one thing? Them likes help me with the algorithm for the basis of this platform here. So if you watch my content every day, hell, if you're here every other day, hell, if you only hear it once in a while, you press that like button. Help your boy out. One of the hardest working men on YouTube. You know how we getting down. We getting it going here. You know what I'm saying? Even when your boy was sick, he was thinking about y'all, but we back in the building. You know how it is. I gotta talk fast. If I talk slow so you guys can understand. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready. Heck yeah. Who else is in the building here? We got Jay Dillinger from one JD to another. What it do? I see that here. And we got Maggie, the substitute teacher, coming through with mastermind support. Oh, yes, Maggie coming through with the $2 holla. With JD as well as Maggie, like I always say here, salud, Maggie. Hey, Maggie, I did get your email that you sent me through my website. You sent to me when I was sick about that recipe. So I'm still playing catch up here to all my emails. So Maggie, you know, you can see how I work here. I didn't forget about you. We're going to have to touch base about that recipe because, hey, guys, y'all got to go to her channel. She be cooking that weight. She be cooking it. Hey, man. Hey, I was on a plane flying back home from New York. I was not feeling good, sick as ever, watching her make that breakfast with her sons. Hey, Maggie. Maggie be doing the dizzle. She be doing her thing. So shout out to Maggie. Click on her link, subscribe to her channel. She makes all the great foods, all the great cuisines, any miscellaneous items. That's what we do here. We here in this YouTube space here. We support everybody. Not everybody has the same talking points. Not everybody does the same kind of content, but we all love, we all family. I know Rod and some other people were like, yo, I don't watch boxing, but I check out their boxing channels because I love the camaraderie. I love the support. And that's what we do here. We build a support system so we build our own ecosystem. That's how we get down here. So shout out to Maggie. Who else we got in the building here? Who else we got here? Oh my God, we got Derek Gaines coming in with more money in the building. We got Derek with the $5 holla. I'm just showing some love, Dave. 513, who they? I know it's gonna be a minute for season 2. We can always watch the replay. I'm dyeing my hair for it now. Hey. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, Derek. Salud, brother. You really want me to dye my hair like white bleach, like the Valerians? Season 2 is not gonna be for a year. I mean, that might be a dope look. You know, you got a dope suit on, you know. Just imagine me rocking the turtleneck, right? Just fancy me just for a second. I got my turtlenecks. You know my turtleneck game. I love rocking turtlenecks, right? And I get one of my nice dapper suits that I wear in Chicago and New York, you know, but then have the bleach, locks, but you know, I still have the salt and pepper beard. Hey, Derek, that might kill the game. What I got to lose? What I got to lose? I mean, my hair's already going gray right now, right? You know, I just embraced going gray earlier. Hey, real talk though, man, that House of Dragons, that season finale, I don't care. Spoiler alert, somebody dies and it's a nephew. And know how the nephew died? By his uncle. Oh, the uncle killing the nephew. Hey, man. Hey. I was geeked up. I was watching it and I was like, oh, the war's begun. We got the blacks against the greens. No racial. It's not racial when I say the blacks against the greens. There's literally, you know, the black queen and then the last name of the greens. So, hey, man, that's my show. Real talk. Shout out to them, man. I'm just mad they got to wait so long. Who else we got in the building? Sheila. What's going on, Sheila? Zodiac the Kid, what's going on, man? How you doing? Who else we got here? Typo Dave. Gotcha, no problem that, Derek. I ain't worried about typos. I got the idea. Eric A's in the building. I want some macaroni and cheese. That do sound kind of good right now. I might talk about that in a second. So we got Jess Mo in the building. How you doing here? I see you. Okay. Clotis, Derek. You know, speaking of food and cheese, real fast here, let me tell you about something I did here, right? I'm so busy, family's so busy. So I decided to get HelloFresh. I ain't getting paid for this advertisement. I've been doing HelloFresh about 3 or 4 weeks right now. You wanna know something? I like it. It ain't bad at all. You know, as far as like grocery shopping and getting the ingredients, you know, and you can either get it on the hardback cards or you can use the app and they tell you step by step how to make the food and everything. Hey, you know, all the meals that I pick, you know, prep is like 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm slow. I'm molasses. I like to take my time. Just like I said when I do my shows, I like the long stroke. I like to break you guys in for a second, you know, but I take my time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes for 5-minute prep, and then it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to cook. Hey, some good ass food. I can cook. I always could burn, but just something that have everything already, you know, broken down for you. All the ingredients in the bag, you know, all you gotta do is dice it, you know, turn the oven on to 450, just the racks. Go ahead and get it going good. Yeah, so you wanna know something? I ain't mad with HelloFresh. So shout out to HelloFresh because I was actually doing the prep work before I got the show. That's why I'm a little late. Normally I do like a 2-minute intro because I'm trying to get my last minute things, you know, but I was a little late because I was doing my prep work. As soon as I get done here, I gotta go ahead and get this food game going, all right? So shout out to HelloFresh. I ain't getting paid for it. I just like it, you know what I mean? So that's one thing here. Next thing here that I wanted to discuss here, real fast. I don't know if I'm real fast here, but I almost changed the show. Guys, but I decided not to. I decided to stick with what I already had planned out for today's show, right? We're going to get into the video. We're going to talk about Hafiz one more time, how this man is dangerous. When I say dangerous, he's a danger to himself and to other people. He thinks he's well-intended, he's doing the good thing, but in actuality, he's just a young, dumb idiot. And we're going to get into that more in a second here, right? But what I wanted to speak real fast, I almost changed the subject really fast because I almost was going to do a show about Kanye. You know, Kanye has been in the news for weeks here, and then the last nail just dropped, next ball just dropped when Adidas has officially dropped him. Now, me and my boy Mike's Philippine Journey, we were talking the other day, and we had a little bit of an argument and everything. Not an argument, it was a debate. We don't argue, we debate. You know, we're never mad at each other. We know we have different viewpoints. Even if I agree with his viewpoint, sometimes I like to argue just to argue. That's just how I get down, right? And so I saw this Adidas deal happening a mile away. When I say it's the deal, the breaking of the deal. You know, and it felt like when he was on Drink Champs and the way that he was moving, like he was daring Adidas because he didn't, personally, I didn't think that he feel that Adidas wouldn't do this move. Because when we talk about like the money that's being lost, they said that Adidas lost around $240 or $250 million in profit just in fourth quarter alone. We're not talking about the entirety of the deal. We're talking fourth quarter projected profits, $250 million. And they said, nah, we good, yay. You can go ahead and pack your bags, you can go here, right? And it's funny how when I looked at certain articles like Billboard and I look at Forbes and Kanye, the self-proclaimed richest black man ever, richer than Solomon, he's claiming, and now they're saying because of that, he's only worth $400 million, right? I don't believe the exact projections because Forbes don't know everything. They don't have everything right. You know what I'm saying? But it brings up a great point before we move on here. Kanye is worth a lot of money. Kanye is rich. People I've seen in other chats and other channels have been saying, well, you know, there's got to be a bigger plan to this. He's speaking truth. You know, he's got to have an end game in place. You know, he can't be doing this for a reason. You know, it's got to be something, right? Because Ye's a genius. Ye is smart. Y'all don't know. There's a long play at hand here that dude. You don't know anything, right? Or you don't understand. Ye is a genius. He is speaking truth. He's getting back to God and all these measures here. And we're going to see in the long run. Okay. He's getting back to God. There's a long play here, right? Is it worth throwing away billions of dollars in relationships? Or is it really a long play? Or is it actually somebody who actually is not on his meds, and the meds that he does take, there's a shortage in the United States? Anybody thought about that or mentioned that here? You know that Kanye does not like to take any meds but Adderall. And you know that there is an Adderall shortage. Try to go to Mexico and try to get some Adderall on the illegal tip and see how you can come up. You can't even get Adderall in Mexico. Hey, go to Juarez. Go to Juarez and try to see if you get some Adderall. Yo, the block is hot. You know what I'm saying? The shipment on G-Packs is low. You know what I'm saying? But real fast, is Kanye really a genius? There's a bigger play at hand. He's working with the celestial spirits. Or this is a man who just ain't taking his meds and we're watching them break down in front of our eyes. I'm just saying, right? Right? I'm hearing all this talk about all these other things, like he's got to be doing this and this has got to be going on here. And like, he is ruining every single relationship business-wise that he has, whether if they're related to his rants or not. So I said, I'm not going to go ahead and do a whole show on this here. I figured I'd just go a few minutes, get just my quick thoughts here, and just to say, maybe we're overthinking. Here's the thing I want to say. Remember yesterday when we was doing the reaction to Coach Greg Adams, we talked about life. We talked about marriage and said we shouldn't oversimplify it because marriage and life is a struggle. It's a battle. It's important. There's so many things that goes on here. So we shouldn't oversimplify things. But maybe, just maybe in certain instances, can it be as simple as he's a sick man? Right? Can it be something that's that fact that we're living in an unprecedented times where that we have things available at the touch of our hand? We can go ahead and search up anything real fast. If something is on air right now, we can go on our phones and watch it. Whether it's on YouTube, whatever you have, you have your cable account tied to the app, and you can watch things right away and get things like this here. I'm not going to be the one that's going to try to dig between the lines and look at certain things and say, well, maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, or, maybe he's smarter than me. Here's the one thing I will say, though, about Kanye. Kanye is not that smart. He's a genius in music, but he's not that smart. Everybody has areas of where they're great at, but overall, he's not overall great. Any man that publicizes saying that they don't read books, I raise my eyebrow that either A, you're capping, or B, if you don't read, I just look at that and say, then who the hell's reading to you? And then another thing, when he says that if you're not richer than me, I can't take advice from you. I never understood subscribe to that, right? Now, I can understand if you talking to someone who is broke and homeless and then you doing good, it's like, I can't take advice from you. You jag all your money up. But if someone, he will not look at another successful person unless they're richer than him. That is so much hubris, but you never know that everybody's in different lanes in maybe their richness, that maybe their lane is, this dude's worth 800 million. And in this lane here, this man's worth 2 billion. But here's the thing though, a man worth 800 million could do the same thing a man could do with 2 billion. Right? Think about it. Once you get to a certain status with money, the only thing that you can't buy when you're that rich is probably a sports franchise. Derek's like, Mayweather's reading to him right now. Damn, Derek. That's messed up, man. Why we got to go live the Mayweather can't read, man? Hey, man. J. Dillon's like, Dave should have a segment called Rose and Cigars. Rose and Cigars. I like that. I get my cigar, have my Moet Rosé. I like that, I like that. What else here? What else y'all saying here? Close like, he's a talented person. Most talented people have messy personal lifestyles. Albert Einstein could not tie his shoes properly. Good point. Good point there, bro. Jude, what's going on here, man? Jada, 32 people and nine likes. Come on, try. Hit the like button. If y'all got in the building here, hit the like button. Come on, man, get the likes up. I didn't want to do a whole episode on this, a whole show. I just wanted to say my things here. Maybe it could be as simple as that we know the man has problems. We know the man's dealing with issues. The man is also going through a divorce. Real talk. We talk about men getting railroaded in divorces here, but we don't talk about the mental effects that affect men in divorces here. We ain't talking about the real world ramifications of Kanye knowing that he's losing his wife and having a separated family. Like, one of the things that really threw me off when I saw Charlemagne, I'm not the biggest Charlemagne fan anymore. Like, I like his evolution, but just certain moves that he's doing, it's like I can't really watch him like I used to watch him back in the day, right? But one of the things that he was talking about last week when the interview saying he wanted him to pick sides between him and Pete Davidson. We all know that him and Pete Davidson are close friends. Right? Been on the show many times. Breakfast Club, he talks about him all the time. They roll back and forth. That's clear as evident day. But then Charlemagne goes on around and like, did you know that my wife is getting fucked with a white 10-inch penis? Like, seriously? He's over here screaming about Kim getting D down by a 10-inch Skeet Davidson. So he already has issues. We know he don't take his meds. We know that divorce impacts men differently, whether it's financially or mentally, especially when you got kids involved. We've seen all the rants with him going about, I can't see my kids and birthday parties and things of that nature. Is it really? I want to end this here. And maybe once more information come up, maybe I'll do a dedicated show later. I just didn't want to do a whole show today on this one here. Maybe, just maybe, Kanye's a sick man. But here we are in 2022 where we have social media at its top peak, where everybody has a phone, everybody has a Twitter account, everybody has an IG account, everybody's on YouTube, everybody's on TikTok, everybody has access to the news whenever they want to have access to it. So maybe, just maybe, we're watching a sick man right before our eyes. Am I right or wrong on this? I'm just saying. We want to speculate on some of the bigger plans. The one thing we can't speculate on is the man really sick? Is the man really have issues? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Let me scroll up here. We're about to get into it now, y'all. Rod says, see, we're not going to do is make fun of reading Floyd Mayweather voice. Yo, okay, Rod. Well, here's what we're going to do here, right? We're going to go ahead and here's it. It's hard work. All work ain't hard work. Hard work, easy money, right? This is what we're going to do, Rod. Well, somebody gave me something to read, and Money May will go ahead and we're gonna read it back to you. How about this? You know that dude's a big Game of Thrones fan. Give me Game of Thrones. Money Mayweather will read Game of Thrones, all 135 chapters, along with another 18 sub-chapters. We'll read it all. We'll call Story Time with Money May. Who's with me? Hard work, dedication. Let me stop that, man. Let me stop that. Because, like, you bringing back the time 50 Cent said Floyd Mayweather could not read a Harry Potter book. I still laugh about that. That was wrong if 50 did do that, man. So bring us like, why does he know the other dude's size? Yeah, like people in the industry say that Skeet's hanging like that, but I'm not gonna be publicly declaring that, even if I know that my lady was getting down like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Carl's like, yay, lost his mind. Yep. Kim Kardashian has been a 304 whole life, getting married, never changed that. That's right, Chloe. That's what happens when you marry a 304. You get your feelings tied to something, and you see how it's going down here, man. Kanye said the truth. That's why they upset. Coffee Killer says. Let me say this here, Coffee Killer, and for everybody, I'm gonna move on. What is truth about him saying going DEFCON 3 on the you know who's? Hey guys, what about him saying going DEFCON 3 on a particular organization is about truth? Hey guys, I've seen other channels and people want to gloss over this here. I'm sorry. There is nothing about that DEFCON statement that was not going to last well, that was not going to age well. I don't care who you are. And on top of that, too, isn't Adidas a German-based company? Come on, man. Whether you think what's truth and what's not truth, you can't say certain things. If you're saying truth and within those truths, you're saying things that's out of pocket, what do you expect is going to happen? I'm not trying to co-sign anything that's going out there out the scenes. I'm not trying to get canceled, but I'm not co-signing anything. You know what I want to say, though? What if someone said, we're going to put the chains on the blacks? I'm using the same equivalency. What if somebody said, we're going to get them chains back on the blacks? And how you think that's going to be taken by us? That's all I'm saying. Words matter, y'all. Words matter. Kyle's like, why is he co-signing other man's meat? I don't know, man. That's just crazy. No woman can raise a man. That's true. That's true. Said that. Hey, what's going on, Day-Dot? The moment he knew, he effed up. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get to the video now. I said my thoughts here. Let's move on now. We're back to Hafiz now. We're back to a YouTube content creator who thinks he knows everything and he doesn't here. Now, I thought about doing part 2 about the coach Greg Adams. I was like, no, that was too much, man. That was hard enough. I figured I wanted to move on to Pearly Things here, you know. Who knows? I might do a reaction video to some other content on there, but we went 3 hours yesterday, and I didn't want to touch that no more here. I wanted to keep it moving, move on. Let's get these likes up. Let's get in the building here, right? So, like I said, everybody's been touching this here, but I want to get my spin on it. And you want to know something? I still have not watched this whole interaction. Only thing I did was watch the beginning few minutes, so I wanted to have a good starting point. I just want to come in raw on this, drop it out there like that, you know. So I found a starting point where we could start at. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a few minutes to get it going, and after the first few minutes, I was like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it going here. So wait, give me 1 second, guys. So I'm not lying to you when I say that I have not watched this entire video. I said I'm gonna watch a few minutes, and then after the few minutes, like, yo, Tribe, don't mess this up for me. Don't mess this up for me. How about this? Some of y'all may have seen the whole thing. Some of y'all may have seen TLA. I watched Lead Attorney, and even I watched Lead Attorney, I didn't watch all of this interaction. I've seen the reaction videos. So don't mess this up for me. This is raw for me. This is real time. I'm giving you a real live reaction to what's going on here with Hafiz here. We already know how he's moving. We know how he gets down. We know how he rolls here. But now we got to break down even further here, right? To see if he's really as smart as what he really is. I will admit, though, I did see O'Shea Duke Jackson's videos on it, but still, this thing's like 2.5 hours long. We're not going to get through all 2.5 hours. That's for sure. But we're going to go ahead and get to it here, you know. Z was like, Adidas was actually founded by a couple of German World War II youth soldiers. Thank you, Z. So I knew they had bases in Germany. Coffee Kills like, the truth is, when he said blacks are the true Jews, Nick Cannon said the same thing and they got upset. Coffee Killer, I rock with you. The problem, though, how come no one in the chat has not commented on him saying he's going DEFCON 3? We're going to move on now to Hafiz. I just want to get, y'all are missing that. There are certain things y'all can't say to nobody in public, no matter the group is. You can't say you're going DEFCON 3. You can't say you're going to war. You can't say certain words. Come on. Whatever you think that's truth in whatever he's saying there's a whole bunch of, gesture. There's a whole lot of other mess in there that nobody can co-sign. I'm sorry. Can't do it, y'all. Hey, Michonne, how you doing? Shout out to you. What's going on? Mastermind Love. Can't listen to this dude again. I hear you. But I got a coverage, because I got to get it in. I feel you though, Michonne. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate the love here. Appreciate support. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. We're going to get to the video now. We're going to start off here. I've only watched take away the reaction videos that I've seen people do. And reaction video, they're chopping up and things of that nature. Out of this 2.5 hour interview, I probably watched no more than 8 minutes, bits and pieces jumping around. So this is real for me. This is real. You got to remember, I was sick for over a week and a half here. So I didn't drop any content for almost 2 weeks, right? So the fact that I was sick and the fact that I didn't watch all of this and so much other content I missed, this is real time for me. I'm behind. I'm getting caught up. About a weekend, I'll be caught up. I'll be real caught up. I'll be up to speed. Don't worry, that dude won't be slow. I ain't that slow dude. You know what I mean? Hey, before we get started, TD&D roll call. City, state, zip, area code. Rep where you're from here. As I always tell everybody here, 630 Chicagoland suburb stand up here. We're going to get into it now. Let me take a sip of my juice. Juice. I've been sick. No alcohol. This is really juice, y'all. We getting into it now, y'all. Let's get to it. Y'all can go ahead and rep where you're from. I told you where I'm at here. Let's get to the video now. We're gonna see what this guy talking about here. Yeah, Rod says H-Town stand up. That's what's going on, Rod. I see you there. Jay Dillinger, 915 El Paso. When you gonna move, Jay? El Paso, man. Come on. We ain't gonna leave El Paso, bro. What else we got here? We got Virginia in the building, Brigion. I see that here. Duluth, Minnesota for Z with. Oh, man. Michonne coming through with the $4.99. We're going to upgrade that to the $5 super sticker here. No comments, no questions, nothing but the straight love. Salute, Michonne. Thank you very much for supporting your boy. I appreciate the love. Thank you very much. We all got to support each other. And if y'all don't know already, she got a dope channel. She be spitting them facts. That she be going in. Go ahead and click on her link. Go ahead and support her channel. Support the love here because we all one big happy family, right? I don't hate. We all congratulate. We lift each other up here. So once again, thank you for the love, Michonne. And also, when you get the chance, click on our link and then go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And after you're done with this live stream here, go check out her content because she be dropping some gems, y'all. She be having me rolling when I watch her streams and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So yeah, Coffee Killers like ATL in the house. I see you. Day Dot, be more, see more. You got to be ready because you know how to get down in Wire Country. I see you there. I see you. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's get to the video. We got my man Hafiz here. After I saw a few minutes of this here, I was like, you know what though? We're gonna have to go ahead. We're gonna touch it. We're gonna dive into it. I know a lot of people touch it, but that doesn't mean that I can't talk about it and touch it. So let's go. Let's get into it. But before we do, shout out to my man Z with the $4.99. We upgrade that to the $5 holla here. Add into Michonne. So that's the way we got you for a month of Section 8 rent. Oh man. Hey, man. Salute, Z. I appreciate that, man. We go on section 8. We go on section 8. Hey, man. This gonna pay for the voucher. This gonna pay for the voucher. Oh man, I wish my place was section 8. You know how much money I have in my pocket if I was getting them vouchers? Oh man. Oh, let me stop there, man. Before I move to the video, speaking of Section 8, I can't speak on it because it's not official. Your boy had got some good news at his job. Your boys like George Jefferson moving on up, but I still got my roof tier. I still got my rooftop, because George Jefferson got no roof. I still got my roof, but I got some good news today at work. I can't talk about it. Just know that you put in the work, you grind, and good things come to those. I thought some things happened a year ago that made me feel a certain type of way. I kept my head down. I kept grinding, but still, good things are happening outside of YouTube here. Oh man, I can't talk about it right now because it ain't official, but as soon as it comes official, best believe I'm gonna talk about it as best of my ability, because the last thing I'm gonna do is get my butt fired from my YouTube channel. I don't know how many times I see people who want to post stuff on social media and then they gonna post in their office. They gonna talk about the stuff they do. No. I gotta be very vague. I ain't trying to ruin the bag. I ain't like Kanye West here. I ain't trying to ruin my bag, all right? I ain't trying to ruin my bag. And I'm not like a feast here just gonna lose subscribers here, right? I'm just saying it's not official yet. Your boy's grinding. Your boy's moving. Your boy's in the building. And when it becomes official, I'll be vague but kind of talking things that are actually going down. But your boy's happy. And I didn't have to submit for it. They came to me. When they come to you, oh boy. And it's like a sucker punch like Bud Crawford ducking a fight. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'll talk about that later. Just to know the way I'm moving right now, your boy is happy. That's all that is. Your boy's a little happy. So let's get to it. Let's talk about Hafiz here. Let's see about him and this second interaction. And everybody's talking about Pearly and how she's breaking the internet right now. So you know what, guys? Let's get to it. What's going on, Hank? Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Appreciate that. I can't talk. I got to be vague. Just know that I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Big Hank says, from Harlem, back in the house from the 212. Haven't been in for a while. Been grinding. I see you, man. That's cool. Let's do it, guys. Let's get to the video. We're going to get into it now. Let's go.
To start, could you tell them a little bit about your channel?
Cool. Yeah. So my name is Hafiz. I started a YouTube channel with four of my good friends called The Roommates back in 2016. And then eventually the Roommates has grown and evolved in many different seasons of life. But basically what we said The Roommates was it was a place where the everyday man can come to improve his life. So we interview some of the best and brightest individuals, such as Jordan Peterson, Gary Vee, Patrick Bet Davis, Stefan Labossiere, Jose Zuniga, Jonathan Haidt, and so on. Came on the show, and the whole goal was to be able to have these great conversations for the purpose of building up men. As that continued, I would also do live streams, but then I stopped doing live streams, and then eventually I would do occasional individual videos. So we did that for about 6-7 years, and now I'm transitioning to a lot more things that I'm more excited about. And yeah, so that's the elevator pitch about me and what I do.
Like what? You're more excited.
Okay, I wanted to play that part here. So The Roommate's been around since 2016. I wanted to give that level set. I didn't get that information yesterday from him, but there used to be 4 of them. I think it's only 2 of them now. But so if they started in 2016, that means that their channel started when he was 26 years old. Right? I'm level setting because this is a man who said he started in 2016, 6 years ago. He's 32 now. So that means that he was 26. He's 32 now, and he's been married for a year. We're level setting. We're getting more information, a little bit more about his background and the way he moves and why he talks. Let's continue now.
Excited about?
Well, I'm more excited about the standard, the organization that we created, and the standard is an exclusive community of high-performing men, committed to helping one another unlock their full potential physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and through the concept of digital cities. So we're really excited about this new thing that me and my business partner are building. So my guy Joseph Hines, and just how it's going to change the world, because I think level 1 is content, but I think level 2 is actual in-person transformation. And that's what we're excited about in this next season of life.
So my first question.
Go ahead.
Would you consider yourself red pill?
Never in a million years.
Never? Why?
Never in a million years.
Why?
I hear that?
I think, to me, first and foremost,
never in a million years.
I think I don't subscribe to any man-made ideology.
Okay.
because I think a lot of these ideologies put you in a box.
Mhm.
So I do subscribe to religion, and people can argue whether that's man-made or not.
Mhm.
That's going to be a great conversation, great debate. You get a guy like Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson had a great debate about
Mhm.
that. But in regards to man-made ideologies, I don't really subscribe to them as much, and I don't like to identify myself with something that somebody else has conjured up with their own personal opinion. And
Mhm.
so I think in regards to the red pill is a very interesting space, a lot of interesting characters there. And I think the biggest challenge to me is the phrase that they use is that we're all we're doing is trying to share the truth about fill in the blank, right?
Mhm.
And to
Mhm.
me, it's very, very arrogant as a human being to say I myself am the orator of the truth.
Mhm.
I know the truth. My studies are the accurate studies.
Mhm.
My ideas.
Before he continues here, I gotta stop that there. I have never said that. I have never said that. The people who I watch in the red pill space, I have never heard them say that. I was going to let it cook, but I had to cut that off right there, guys. I have never said that I have the truth or it's all with me and things of that nature. Never in a million years will I say that. You know why? I'll wait a second. No, what though? I just want to say I have never said that. I don't know who I've watched ever said that. So I don't know who he's talking about. I hope that he actually goes and present that information.
Ideas with accurate ideas. I am the only individual who
Mhm.
knows these things. And so to me, that ideology seems very cult like,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Mhm.
If you believe in them, they give you praise words like, oh, yo, you're red pilled, you're an alpha male, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you disagree with them, they give you the curse words, right? You are blue pilled, you are a beta male, right?
Are you talking about like the comments section?
I'm just talking about this the idea of the
Okay.
philosophy.
Words matter. Now I know that there are some people that do shame other men. That happens. You know what I'm saying? That men do shave, but there is true definitions between alpha and beta men. I can be honest. I used to be a beta man. And the irony is that I used to be a beta man in an alpha environment, so I had to be alpha in an environment, but truly I was beta until certain things happened that kind of turned me back. Words matter. It's not a bad word if you're considered beta. It's not a bad word if you understand the definition. For example, I like to use the word ignorant a lot. Ignorant has many connotations to the word. I mentioned it yesterday, right? And when I use the word ignorant, some people get mad at me. It's like, Dave, who you? Because when people hear ignorant, the first line they go to is stupid. And I will say, yeah, you can say ignorant can also mean stupid. And what did I say yesterday? I said also the definition of ignorant means the essence of not knowing. You can say you're stupid by not knowing, but also I can say the essence of not knowing. So words matter. It's not shaming because you're beta. You could be beta. Is it shaming because I'm a black man? I mean, some people may say, I don't live, Kanye don't want to be black no more. But is it shaming because I'm a black man? Or you say, you're a human being? So just wanted to point that out really fast here, seeing that part here. Let's continue.
Okay.
Philosophy, right? So
Okay.
the people who subscribe to their worldview are red pill individuals, right?
Uh-huh.
Their minds have been opened up to the truth, right?
Mhm.
And the people who disagree with their ideas are considered blue pill, right? You have
Mhm.
rejected the truth, i.e., the matrix, right?
Uh-huh.
The guy in the matrix, he said, I want to go back in the machine, even though I know
Uh-huh.
it. I want to go back in the machine. So to me, that seems very cult-like
Mhm.
in regards to the ideology. And so there's a lot of different reasons why I don't subscribe to it. But those are the few things. I just cannot hold myself to an ideology that a certain
Mhm.
individual or individuals are communicating without
Mhm.
understanding the fullness of those ideas.
Mhm. Yeah, because they would say
Okay. I want to pause here because this is where he's ignorant. This is where he's young. This is where he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. First curse word for me today. If he actually understood what cult-like behavior is, he mentioned cults. If he understanding what a cult is, and then gonna say that he subscribes to religion, and some people can say that people can say that religion is man-made. And you wanna know something? I'm one of those men. Because you wanna know why? I know he don't know what he's talking about because when you've been in a cult for 2/3 of your life, I have. Story time, guys. Some people may know it's not. People know about my background, my ex-religion, but people don't understand the deeper meanings. I was raised, I wasn't born technicality, you could say born, but I was raised up until right before I turned 30 a Jehovah's Witness. Now, people don't notice it now, but yes, it is a cult. And I did not know it was a cult even after I had left the religion, right? I understand how cults work. I understand how mind control works. I understand how you can just take certain words, certain connotations, and make it seem like it's okay for the better good. Every religion that we see today is man-made, that derives from another man-made religion. So for him to say that the red pill community sounds kind of cult-like and things of that nature, I haven't seen that here. I don't have no one praising me. And if you are going to praise me, I'll push that back. I don't want no praise. I'm that dude, but I ain't that dude. You know? But for him to mention that part about cult-like, mentality and behavior, what do you know about cults? I have almost 30 years of being brainwashed. And then when you get out and then you're still stuck in it, even though you're out, kind of like when you get kicked off the basketball team and you talking ish about them, but behind closed doors, you wish coach would bring you back into the game. I was like that for a couple years, even after I left. And it took me learning about another cult to realize that I was in a cult. One of the things that they used tactics on with cult-like behavior was give you partial definitions of what cults are. You know what I used to say? I say, no, I'm not in a cult. We're not hiding. We're not like those Heaven's Gate people. Remember that religion, Heaven's Gate, back in like 1996 when they went ahead and they did a mass deletion and everything like that? And I was like, there's only like 30 or 40 people of them. It's like small groups that's in hiding. They don't want you to know about their things. But just because a group is not in hiding doesn't mean that they're practicing in blind sight. I don't want to go too much breakdown about that part here, but I'm just saying that when someone talks like that, and I can easily say, yeah, I can say your religion's man-made if you've been in a cult before. I can make the argument as plain as day. I can easily say, if that burning bush, how do we not know he was high off mushrooms? We talking about thousands of years ago. We don't have the same modern medicine. We know that people don't have the same technology or things that's advanced to us even from 20 years ago, let alone 1,000 years ago. And you're going to tell me that someone saw he was talking to a goddamn burning bush? I can say that he could have been sick, hallucinating, and eating mushrooms out in the wilderness. Now, I know I'm talking fast, and I'm giving you one example here. I'm just saying that when you speak like this out of term and you don't have anything to back it up truly, yeah. Dudes gotta be careful just by throwing like him, just throwing a whole bunch of words and thinking that he knows what he's talking about. In actuality, he don't know nothing. So when I hear cult-like, I'm like, okay, what do you know about cults? What do you know about? I'm an authority figure on this one here. I am literally almost still processing 10 years removed from waking up, 10 years from waking up and gone through several therapy because of the ish that I've seen and what I know. So what do you know about cults? You don't. You're too young to even know about cults. Ziggy's like, I thought about the burning bush ingredients for talk to was weed. Yeah, man. Mushrooms, whatever the case may be. Cannabis was one of the original ingredients for anointing oil. Yeah, man. I'm going to let the video play. But when I hear this part here, when he says stuff like this, or when he talks in general like he did Coach Greg Adams, he don't know what he's talking about. Let's continue. Let's get into it now.
I would say it's a praxeology, not an ideology.
Yeah, it's very easy to use words like that, but then you break down what does that mean?
Yeah. So my question to you is like, what specifically do you disagree with?
Great question. So when people say things like, okay, we're not.
Wait a minute. She asked you a question. You're not going to answer it? Okay, we're going to let this guy get real long-winded here. He's going to get long-winded. But she asked you a question, and then instead of you answering it, you're like, here's the thing. I can't stand marks who do that. Here's what you do. Answer the question and then go give me your details to back it up here. Don't go all over the place here. So let's see how long it takes them to answer this question here.
We're not an ideology, we're a praxeology, right? You have to ask yourself, are you teaching any ideas? Like, is there any principles that your belief system is teaching? Because every human being's belief system teaches ideas, right? And so for me, when I see that there are certain ideas and premises that are being taught.
Mhm.
Therefore, you cannot simply say we are not an ideology. There's no ideals that
Mhm.
represent the
Mhm.
things that we believe. And so, an example of what are some of the things I disagree with, I think I primarily disagree with a lot of times the descriptions of marriage
Okay.
and just how they analyze and describe marriage in today's world. I think I disagree with the
Mhm.
analysis
He still ain't answered the goddamn question yet.
of male female nature. I think if you were to read a book like The Evolution of Desire by Dr. David Buss,
Mhm.
he's a world leading expert on
Okay, a
human
book.
evolutionary psychology in regards to mating.
Mhm.
And
Go
he's
on, Larry.
fantastic. Buss School of Psychology is amazing.
Mhm.
And you actually read a person who's like a world-renowned expert on this topic.
Mhm.
And you hear about all the nuance. And I love Dr. Buss because Dr.
Mhm.
Buss understands the nuance and the cross-cultural studies
Mhm.
and so much data. And you were to read some of the more red pill,
Mhm.
doctrinal books, you'll be like, wow, like it's literally like reading Dr. Seuss and reading something like Hamlet.
Mhm.
It's like night and day difference. And so
Mhm.
to me, I think I acknowledge that.
You still ain't answered the goddamn question. And why is it Dr. Seuss and Hamlet here? Give me an example. You're just talking and talking and talking. Talking and talking and talking. You mentioned about a book, and then you mentioned about this book here. They're saying that there's the difference between Dr. Seuss and Hamlet. Why? Give me an example why this book here is like Hamlet. Give me one example. If you're gonna bring something up, give me one example. Bring the source up. And then bring the other source to show how it sounds silly and funny. And then we can go from there. And first of all, you still ain't answered the question yet.
That a lot of their ideas are truthful, like
Mhm.
any ideology, right?
Mhm.
Or whatever the heck word they're using nowadays to convince people that's not an
Mhm.
ideology.
Mhm.
Yes, those things there's truthfulness in it,
Mhm.
but there's a whole lot of lies and a whole lot of
Mhm.
information that is not statistically accurate.
Mhm.
And that's why I've always recommended people to
Mhm.
read books like The Evolution of Desire by
What are the lies? Now you're just gonna throw out some lies. What are the lies?
Dr. David Buss, and then simply then read whatever red pill literature that you want and juxtapose those two
Mhm.
ideas, and you'd be extremely astonished to the differences.
Well, it's just
How you gonna bring up a book and tell me not where to look at? See, that's spin action. That's throwing me in a circle and a circle and so hopefully I get dizzy so I don't ask the questions here. That's why I'm stopping repeatedly here. You threw a book. Okay, you mentioned about a particular guy here, right? Let me say something here real fast. Because of the fact that I know how you roll, because I'm an open person. When someone gives me information, I'll go look at the literature. I'll say, okay, let me go take a look at this here because I keep an open mind. I want to read about this here. If it's really good, pertaining to things that can help me out in life, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But here's the problem though. Because that you're referencing and you can't get to the point, I don't trust your judgment. Your character and your valor now is being questioned that I don't think this may be a good book to read if I wasn't here doing YouTube and talking to you guys here, right? So when I see something like this and hear something like this, like, no, I don't want to co-sign because I don't trust you now. But here's the thing, take that out the way now because I'm an open person. He mentioned this here, I'll look at it. But here's the problem though. You mentioned the guy's name. Then you mentioned the book saying that this is the comparison to Dr. Seuss and Hamlet. Okay, since you mentioned this book, give me an excerpt, a small snippet, explain something, read something, give me something. You can't just throw this blanket argument, this blanket, description here, and then throw shots and think it's gonna work. No, because you know what I'm gonna say? What is it then? Tell me a part of the book that's like Hamlet. Do you know? Because I am an intellectual. I like to read. I'm OCD. I'll go into a book and I'll go down a rabbit hole, right? So tell me why I need to go read this book here. Give me an excerpt that's gonna pique my interest. Just one. I don't need you to read the book. If you're going to mention it and then you're going to throw shade at something else here, I need an example. I need something. What's going on, Do Better? If you can't get that here, I'm dismissing your complete argument. But here's how this works here, right? Me being equal, me being nice, I'll say, you know what, though, since you made this point here, we got to table this here since you want to bring this up from the jump. Know why? I don't know this man. I don't know this book. Give me an example why I should read this book. And then I will go back and look at this here. And then when we get back together, we could talk about this point here. But this part here, this part right here, no, that goes to the background because you can't prove your point. You can't even give me an example. I got to go and do homework and research now. And I'm not taking your word for it because we don't trust you. We don't believe you. You need more people. right? So right off the rip now, I got to table this first thing you got here. And once again, you still ain't answered the goddamn question. Let's continue.
Just because everything you're saying is very broad.
Yeah.
It is
So you
broad.
even said like their teachings on marriage, because like from my understanding of Red Pill is that they're not anti-marriage or pro-marriage. They're anti-marriage as it is today and the way the laws are today.
Claudius got
And
jokes.
do you disagree with that?
So I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I'm excited because
God.
I'm really excited about the way you.
That's the second question. And she asked that. He's like, I'm really excited, that you asked that, I'm really excited. So you still ain't answered the first question. Now we have the second question, and you still ain't answering questions. You just want to hear yourself talk. Answer the question. That's a bad trait, people. That's a bad trait when someone asks you a question and you can't even answer. You can't even say yes or no and let me explain. What's so hard about saying yes, no, I don't agree, and let me explain why? I want to know what it is. I don't want to hear this mumbo jumbo word salad. Answer the question. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let's continue.
The way you're processing this.
Yeah.
So let's go into marriage. So here's a fundamental challenge, okay? So red pill is very broad.
Okay.
Very broad.
Hold on. Before I let it continue here, Clotis says, hold on. This caught my eye here. Let me scroll back up. Clotis says, I checked out his sources, and that is not what the guy was saying. For real, Clotis? You see, Clotis is doing homework right now. I ain't done the homework yet. But see, off the rip, because of the type of person that Hafiz is, I do not believe him. It's hard for me to believe his sources when off the rip, all he does is word salads, doesn't answer questions. So I would think that the people that he read could be the same as well. And here's the thing. The people that he is referencing could be dope people, could be smart, intellectual, could probably change my life for the better. But you see what happens when you have representatives and then they're not good? They can't, you look at them and say, you can't co-sign this. I can't even co-sign this suit you got on. Hey, man, let's continue. I say the joke about the suits, guys.
Broad, right?
Really? I don't think so, actually.
You don't think so?
No.
So do you think a person like Alpha Male Strategies teaches the same exact ideas as Coach Greg Adams?
I know more about Alpha Male Strategies than Coach Greg Adams. I
Okay.
haven't watched a lot of Coach Greg.
Okay.
AMS, he's like the fuck these hoes to sleep type.
Yeah, but he's evolved. That's old school AMS.
I don't know. If a guy tells me he watches AMS, I'm like, I gotta run.
Yeah, but even to that point, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, I gotta run.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of there's individuals like Stephis Cole. I'm not sure if Stephis Cole still calls himself Red Pill, but you have the Stephis Cole guys.
Right.
A lot different than Coach Red Pill.
Okay.
A lot different.
Okay.
So what I'm articulating is that within the Red Pill umbrella, there's a diversity of individuals.
Yeah.
There's far right, there's guys who are a little bit more balanced. So what usually happens when we're having this conversation, which requires so much nuance, and I'm glad we're able to dive into it, is that when you're describing the red pill, what people want to do is one of two things.
Get to the
either want
point.
to steel man them or you want to straw man them.
Mhm.
The argument that you're probably feeling like, and some people may feel like, is I straw man them, right? You pick the worst ideas of the red pill, the worst content creators, and then you define the red pill as that. But then on the flip side is a steel man, where you find some of their best, brightest ideas, ignore all the negativity, nonsense ideas, and define that as a red pill.
No, I mean, to me, it's like there's a base set of ideas, and people.
He didn't even answer the second question. And did y'all even understand what he said there with his babble? I'm not trying to get on a guy to be getting on a guy if somehow he stumbles on his stream or if his people come on the screen saying they just dog you, be dog. No. Pearly has came and asked you 2 questions. And here in this chat here is still waiting for the answer to those questions. And in between that was a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo babble that was not even related to the questions. Will he please answer the question? Is it that hard to answer a question? That's a bad character trait. That's a bad character flaw. That every time someone asks you something, you cannot get a straight answer out of them. The equivalent to these pastors and preachers in these churches today that be swindling people out of their monies. Hence the why he's wearing that teal colored suit looking like a janky pastor. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it out. You looking like a janky pastor with that color, man, the way you talking that babble. 2 questions ain't been answered, and all we got is just nothing but garbage.
And people have different ideas of what to do with
Who
it.
defines the base set of ideas?
I would say that I think that's mostly who defines the base. I would say Rollo Tomasi. I think he seems to be like leading that like today, but before it seems like it was Patrice O'Neill possibly.
So you think Patrice O'Neill was?
No, I think a lot of like it seems like a lot of ideas derived from him, but it seems like it goes around Rollo Tomasi. That's what it seems like.
So the interesting part of the conversation, going back to the red pill conversation, because I know you want to talk about this, is that there is no single source. There's no doctrinal source. There's a lot of individuals who've written their books and shared their ideas as red pill, and depending on what school of thought you're in, a lot of individuals will say, well, that's not red pill for me. He's not red pill for me. Maybe in your world, he's red pill for you. And some people red pill for them might be Coach Greg Adams. People red pill for them might be Fresh and Fit. People red pill for them might be AMS. People red pill for them might be Coach Red Pill. Some people red pill for them might
be. But they all seem to say the same ideas.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It's
like, so I'm just like,
I don't know what he's even talking about here. I understand what Pearly was saying here. You know, Rollo Tomasi, I've watched some of his videos. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I'm not against him either. You know, I get it. You know, he's wrote a lot of information. You know, Patrice O'Neill, I look at him, maybe he's the godfather of his stand-up comedy. You know, Patrice was a comedy god. You know what I'm saying? God, G-A-W-D, the way I look at it, you know what I mean? You know, but this space is fairly new. Like, I didn't know about this I've had ideas of this here, but I didn't know anything about this like a couple years ago. You know, O'Shea Drew Jackson will tell you about how, as far as being the black diaspora of this fear here, what, 5 years? It's so brand new. It's so ground floor. You're not going to have someone come out and it's going to have a manual book saying, this is the genesis. This is the beginning of the red pill community. This is the manosphere or men-centric material. Here we have it. Oh. Hey, man. Seriously. I will say this, though. I don't know who's the originator or the genesis because it's too new. I'll fall back. If someone asks me that question, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll admit, I don't know. There's a lot of people who've been on the ground floor. I know Patrice O'Neill was talking about this on stand-up back in 2010, 2011, 2012, right? I know people have been talking about this for years. I don't know, but what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Right? We here now. Whether how it started, people gonna pick up the pieces. People gonna put something together to work. But for right now, what does this got to do with the price of tea in China? Not a goddamn thing. Because we're talking about right now. We're talking about how men are hurting. We're talking about men are going through it here. And then we're going through this here. So let's continue.
Like, if we're gonna say they're different, like what is different?
Okay, so in regards to each individual, I can't get into the nuances of each individual. So there are some individuals who are, when it comes to marriage, are explicitly marriage. I think the whole institution of marriage in the Western world is done. It's over. It doesn't work. It's a failed system. X, Y.
I agree.
X, Y, and Z. Cool. So that's why why red pill aligns to you, because those emotional sentiments rock with you. So then there's other,
not emotional. It's because of the way it is legally.
100%. So those legal sentiments.
Hey, you just literally threw a shot at her saying that she was being emotional, and then she's like, "No, it's logical because of this here." He's like, 100%. Hey, if you're gonna insult somebody, stand on it. You said she was moving emotionally here, and then she went back and stand on it, man. Stand up. Don't say, oh, 100%. Every time that she'll dispute something here, you're going to say 100%? Hey, come on, man. Hey, man, get this man. See what he's going to say now.
Rock with you. And we can get into how does those things fleshed out. But then on the flip side, which you have other individuals who say, well, in actuality, well, I do believe that in the sanctity and the beauty of marriage. And if you're going to do marriage outside of the state, I'm all for it, right? So yeah, some people is like, even with or without the state, institution is broken, women are broken, society is broken, doesn't even matter. Then some people are like, well, outside of the state, I support it, I agree with it.
It seems like their prescriptions are different, but their description is the same.
Yeah,
typically. typically. So like they'll say these are the flaws in women, these are the flaws in marriage, but like they have different prescriptions. So some people will still go through with it with a prenup, and other people will say screw it all together.
And so prescribing a behavior
Yeah.
is telling people what to do. And telling people what to do also creates a form of an ideology. So if I say I have 10 rules that I believe men should follow, and then say I have no ideology, that doesn't make any sense. So to me, an ideology isn't a bad thing. I have an ideology. You have an ideology. Every human has an ideology. So my biggest argument is not that the ideology is bad, but don't lie and say that you don't have an ideology when we all have an ideology. So in regards to your original question about the red pill, I believe a lot of what they say is half truths. And like I said, for example, if you really analyze human and male nature and female nature, there's a lot of really dark and disturbing things about female nature when you can get to the rawness of it, right? And if you were an individual and you were simply communicating those raw, dark truths about what was true, it could be very simple to realize that, wow, man, these are really, really bad things.
I'll give you an example. Felons have
What the fuck did he just say? He literally said, let me go answer your question now. There's the dark truth. The red pill has half truths and some truths. And then there's a really dark side about these dark truths, And so because of these dark truths, it's a really, really bad thing. And because of these bad things, that's what makes the red pill, that's why I feel the way I feel. You still didn't answer the damn question. And then you're going to say there's truths and half-truths. And then you didn't even explain what the hell these quote-unquote half-truths are. You're just talking, just to be talking, just to be talking. You know what we call this here? I ain't country, but my people's country. My dad's from Kentucky, my mom's from Mississippi, so my people's from the South, right? People y'all may have heard. I don't know if this is a North term, but I never heard no one in the North say this here, or the Midwest. I only heard the South when I used to go visit my peoples and things of that nature. You know what we call this? We call this having diarrhea of the mouth. That's what we call this here. He's over here just regurgitating. It's just nasty. It's just sloppy. It's just coming. It's just coming. Right. It don't feel good too when you got that rhea. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? And then when it's all said and done, right? You're glad it's done. What did it accomplish? You got the ish out of your system, and that's what he's doing, getting ish out of his system. In Texas, that's the thing, bro. South. That's what I'm talking about, you. I said the South. Texas is part of the South. You a Texas boy. I know I'm saying the other half of the South, that's one part of the South, but hey, he said all that. Then he says, to answer your question, still didn't answer the question, and then made up some parts about there's half-truths, and didn't even give us what other lies are in the community. Hey, man. Hey, man. Oh, my God. I hope you go back to interviewing after this. Matter of fact, what you need to do, you need to take a step back from talking. You need to get away from the camera for a second. Your best bet is to pull the opposite of Kanye. Get away from the camera. Get away from the mics. And then when you come back to the mic, just put the mic in front of other people. You're best to be in Pearl's position. You're not supposed to be on the opposite end of the mic here because you cannot articulate what is needed here. People can hear you and know that you're a joke. People can hear you knowing that you don't know what you're saying. People can hear you and can understand that all you do is just talk because it sounds good to you. Lord have mercy. Let's continue, y'all.
have 30% more children than non-felons.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I don't. So you just threw out a number.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
You have nothing to back it up.
Uh-huh.
So another example is.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. We got to stop there. What happens in this community?
Uh-huh.
What happens with the people who have this school of thought?
Uh-huh.
They'll throw out numbers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where did that stat come from?
Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but it's easy to Google.
I know
like
it's
if you,
easy.
it's
I know
like
it's
if you
easy.
Google it, it's like at the top of Google.
It's easy to Google, right?
Yeah.
But the reality of the matter is,
Uh-huh.
when people are sharing their statistics and
Uh-huh.
numbers,
Uh-huh.
a lot of times they don't know. They can't even tell you the primary
Uh-huh.
source.
Really?
Right, because it's like off the top of your head. You're not going to know like
100%.
right
But
then.
why should I believe
Unless,
you? Why should I believe you?
Yeah, okay, but if I'm saying if I got you the stat, I could look it up now.
I know you could look.
Yeah.
You can take your time. We can pause the episode.
Yeah,
You can look
yeah,
it
yeah.
up. But my point is that a lot of times in this community,
Uh-huh.
they'll throw statistics and data at you.
Mhm.
You're not privy to the statistics and data.
Yeah.
Some of it is true, some of it is false, right?
Uh-huh.
And I can go into some of the truths and false as well.
Uh-huh.
And so because you're not able to simply look things up, you're in a conversation where you're like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna give this person the benefit of the doubt.
Uh-huh.
But if the data is simply skewed by
Mhm.
sheer numbers,
Mhm.
it can totally dispel whether this person's communicating the truth or not.
Yeah, but it's easy to just like Google it.
What are you talking about? So you're trying to tell me I'm the numbers guy. I throw stats and statistics out. So now you're disrespecting me, you janky ass motherfucker. You're talking about me now, saying that I throw numbers out here. When you say that, you're saying people like me throw numbers out here and I don't know what I'm talking about, you punk ass bitch. I can tell you where I get my stats from. I point people in where I get my numbers at all the time. Haven't dropping any gems lately because I haven't been doing that. Was sick. Haven't been in any conversations where I have to drop statistics and data. In the beginning, though, I never forget this. One of my tribe members, I can't remember who it is. I still have all my emails here. I can't remember if it was Paul or somebody. I had literally just got off the train from work. True story, guys, months ago. True story, months ago. I had just got off the train from work. And so I'm in my car and I said, you know what, I don't feel like leaving right now. There's a lot of traffic here. I'm sitting in my car, I'm responding back to everybody's comments, right? I can't remember if it was Paul or somebody else. Whoever hears this, if you catch this part of the stream, you know who you are. Please correct me if I got your name wrong. Hit me up through email. I'm the Gmail account. Hey, that dude, I'm having a debate or argument with my sister. Can you tell me the stat where you got this from? I can't find it. I was knee deep in statistics and data during this time because the only thing I was doing reaction videos and commenting on Kevin Samuels and backing up what he was saying and other things because women were coming at me, right? If you look at the time from when he sent me the email and I responded to him, it was under 4 minutes. I sent him the link to the exact page that showcased the data, showcasing statistics within the Black marriage community. Not just the site and say, go find it. I gave him the exact page. So here you go. And he responded to me, hey, thanks, that dude, appreciate it. I mean, literally, I was in my car. When you're so knee deep into it, I can give you that information. So you're trying to tell me that I don't understand what I'm talking about? You're going to say that when I give data that I can't back it up? I always say that the numbers that I used to go to would be from the CDC website, from the government. You know why? Because I wanted to use a government entity here. People don't like the government, but still it's the government though. It is a credible source in the CDC. Along with the CDC, I also used to use blackdemographics.com because Kevin Samuels used it because I wanted to see data and statistics for Black people, by Black people, and this data also could be corroborated with the CDC. Yes, you can take blackdemographics.com. Thanks, Eric. You can take that information, you can corroborate that with the CDC, so you literally have data from the Black perspective that is fact-based, stats, and then take that to the CDC where people don't want to believe the government, but you can see these numbers correlate here. So wait a minute here. So every time that I would bring up a number, you're gonna say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? You're gonna say that I don't know what I'm saying? I can just throw things out here? God, here's the thing. If you wanna know, it's this thing here. How about this here? Look, check this out, guys. I got 2 iPhones. Which one do you want to use? What iPhone do you have here? They both use the same apps. Let's go to Google. Maybe you want to go to, what site do you want to go to? You want to go to, Ask Jeeves? Let's go to Ask Jeeves. Is that still around? You see, that is disrespectful Because you know why? Because if somebody came and showed him that he's going to disregard it, let's go here. Let me show you where it's at here. What phone do you want, baby? Which phone do you want? Well, you got your phone. We got 3 phones now. Matter of fact, I got an iPad right here too. Look at the iPad. I got my MacBook here. I got an HP here. I got an HP here. Another HP here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 devices right now. Unlimited access in this house here. We can look up any number that I thrown out there to prove this here. But you're disregarded because you're going to say people like me in this community, in space here, don't know what we're talking about. We're throwing numbers out here and just say for the conversation that you're not going to accept it. No, I'll say I'll throw the number out there and let's go ahead and I'll show it to you. Because when I show you the number and then you see the facts, what is your argument then? You don't. See, this dude don't want to believe his statistics. You know what he sounds like? He sounds like a woman. He sounds like a woman who don't want to believe in certain items. Close like he's the type of guy that put the milk in his bowl before it's cereal. Dave, what do you say? Sounds like a dude trying to pick up line. Hey, man, you are privy to the data. It's called smartphones. Thank you, Clotis. I didn't even see what you were saying here. The statistics come from the CDC, the Census Bureau. Thanks, Eric. See what we're talking about here. See, this guy will disrespect anything you say for the sake of his argument. He's not even listening. He hears the break and is like, no, he pushes back. That's a bad character flaw. The fact that you're not going to sit back and listen and take it in and to think that she might be right or people in our community here may be telling the right things here. We might be, we're not just telling stats to be telling stats here. And here's the thing. Most of us are telling the exact same stats. So you know what that means? That if you looked it up, then you can either prove all of us wrong by just looking it up. Let's continue, y'all. Oh, boy.
Google it.
I know, but what I'm saying is, listen carefully. If you and I are having a podcast conversation, and you have 15 data points that justify your worldview, but you don't know the source, you know the primary, secondary source, we could stop this episode, and every time you pull up numbers, we could look at it. You can look them up, you can pull them up, you can show it to me, but that's going to take too long. So usually in conversations like this, you're not able to.
So your problem is it takes too long? But don't you want to find out that what I'm saying is truth or half truths? So the fact that it's in the podcast, that's a problem? Or are you just moving the goalpost, buddy?
Able to do so. So therefore, what you're forced to do in these conversations is whenever someone gives you a statistic, the individual's called to believe it. And I've seen that happen myself because I'm a data person as well. You've consumed my content, so you know some of it.
Oh, you a data person. You a data person? Hell no, I'm a data person. You ain't no data person. Don't let these locks fool you. You ain't no data person.
I'm a data person myself. So when I share data, there's times where I was like, oh, well, that number was wrong. But because we're in the middle of a conversation, people simply believe me. And so to me,
which is fine, then you just update it.
Well, no, you know, if you're wrong, if you're telling a stat that's wrong, I'm gonna call you out and then say, hey, we're having a debate. We're on the podcast. We're on the stream. We're on YouTube here. Show it to me. Nah, if I say something is 54% and you say something is 21%, that may be a big gap and jumping gap here. Let's bring it down. Where do you get yours from? Where I get mine from? Let's stop right here and let's get to it then. No, that takes too long. I don't care if it takes too long. Let's get to it right now. Code Fusion, does he code in Python? Hey, Code Fusion, how you doing? Hey, that's my Python. Is Unix, Linux based? He's talking in syntax. Code Fusion. For my IT people out here, for real, does he code in Python? He's in straight syntax mode right now. No one understands the code he's putting on the screen right now because it makes no goddamn sense. Lord have mercy.
I know, but in the midst of the conversation, when we're having these conversations and when we're sharing all these data, a lot of people will spew data and numbers that they don't even, it could be truly false.
I understand sometimes misinformation happens.
100%. And it's not perfect. I'm not saying you're trying to deceive me, but what I'm saying is that there has to be a level of accountability when we're saying this is the truth. So for one of the things that I've been improving on in regards to my speech is that if I share a number, if I really don't know the primary source or I'm not willing to pull it up immediately, right, I'll say, well, you know what, I think this is the number, or I'm not sure this is the number. But what happens is when you say 110%, this is true. The divorce rate in America is 50%. It's true. And then you share these explicit narratives. And then when you simply analyze them and break them down, you realize that's not the case.
Yeah, but
the divorce rate in America is 54%. So that is true. So what is your goddamn argument? We talked about this yesterday, and I had to look it up again and maybe off by a few points here. 53 or 54% is the divorce rate. You're dismissing that? That's a fact. We can sit down and you can pull up wherever your sources are and my sources are, and we can go to Google, we can go to Ask Jeeves, we can go to Netscape Navigator. Y'all remember that browser? Remember Netscape back in 2005? We can see if somebody got Netscape still on their old school Windows 95 computers. Whatever it is that we need to go to, we can pull up the 54, y'all. And then for second marriages, what they say is like 62%. And then for third marriages and beyond, it's like over 71% divorce rate. These are facts. We can look this up. This is a simple one. That's a lot. That's a softball. That's a softball. You giving people to knock that one off the park, baby. You just don't like it because it doesn't fit your narrative. And here's the thing. A lot of things don't fit my narrative. You know what, though? I can say, hey, you got me on that one. I got to take an L. I got to stand back. You're right. There's a lot of things in my life that I follow on, and some things don't fit my narrative. But it's like, but I don't move in this direction that way, though. But it's all good, though. I'm not going to fight it. If something's fact, it's a fact, and I got to adjust. Be like, yo, you hit me with a bar. You drop one on me. Yo, man, I got to adjust, man. Hey, man. Come on. Let's continue.
Then you switch it, but I don't think it's wrong to just say a number.
It's nothing wrong.
And then I look it up and it's right. Like I've looked that up before.
But that's not what I think.
Oh, before I move on here, hey, Rod makes a great point here, Rod. I gotta put your comment on the screen. This is a bar, Rod. I see what his strategy is now. He has to talk so much in hopes that the other person will lose track and forget the point of the conversation. Facts, Rod, because if you notice, I don't want to stop this video so much. The reason why I'm stopping is because I know I'm going to forget a point that I want to talk and react to right now, because he jams so much in a small space here that you literally can forget what he said here, and it's all a bunch of word salad. And that is a good point. That is a fact here, Rod. That's why I'm stopping this like this is a 10-minute reaction video, and this is a 2.5-hour video. See, he throws so much out there in hopes that whether you forget something that he dropped or there's so much there that you confuse one point with another, and then that's the gotcha moment. See, you weren't listening. I didn't say this. I said this about this, and then he'll go on a diatribe and add more mumble jumble to really scuttlebutt the whole situation here. He is constantly adding so much in there that you are foggy in the midst of all his words. That's a bar, y'all. What did I say? He says so much that you're foggy in the midst of all his words. Yeah, man, that's a bar. I should have been an MC. Let's continue.
I think you're getting lost. You're getting lost in the specific point. I'm talking about the meta point. The meta point is that when people are communicating statistics, the audience is totally dependent upon the orator. And if that person says, I am the bearer of the truth, a lot of times in the midst of a conversation, a lot of people communicate numbers that may or may not be true. Yeah. So my biggest thing is that when a lot of these individuals are communicating numbers, I'm the kind of person where I'm like, hey, let's stop, let's analyze them, and let's see whether they're true or not.
Is there a common talking point that isn't true that you're thinking of?
I think one of the biggest conversations that is not discussed is how marriage has changed from the 90s till today.
Okay, go on.
If you look up the divorce rates, divorce rates have been decreasing from the 1990s until today. There's a lot of different studies and a lot of different analyzation.
Go on.
A lot of different. So
I haven't seen this part of the video. I know this stat. I know the answer to this stat. It's simple and complex at the same time. I'm gonna let it play. I want to see what he's gonna say. I know this one actually. I actually know this one. And I ain't watched this part of the video. I want to see what he's gonna say here. I know this one. Oh, I feel geeked right now. I want to see what he's gonna say here about divorces going down from the 90s to now. I know this one. Hold on, let me see what he's gonna say here. Let's see if he's gonna be right or wrong about this.
So, are you listening or are you trying to talk?
Whoa.
I'm listening.
I'm curious.
I'm listening.
Whoa.
Because you kind of seem like you're waiting for me to stop talking so you can say something.
Whoa.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
Whoa.
listening. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So,
Yo ass been talking the whole goddamn time, and then you gonna get mad because she was about to jump in, but then she caught herself, she stopped, and he said, are you listening or are you ready to respond? Yo, you an arrogant, asinine motherfucker. You have no, how's this guy got on YouTube the way he did and interviewing people and he got no goddamn people skills? Yo, that's disrespectful as hell. I wish that I would interview him and he said that, are you listening? I'm like, hey, young man, shut the fuck up. You need to have respect. This guy has no respect for anybody. You can see that here. Just talking and talking. It's to hear himself. Diarrhea at the mouth is the theme of the show.
in regards to the divorce numbers, a lot of the divorce numbers that are communicated today, they're not all, those are a lot of all previous numbers. And when you're factoring into the trends that are leading to the lowering of divorce rates, as well as all the different cross-cultural analysis of divorces, there's a lot that can be learned about divorces. So in regards to the Western world and a lot of the divorces having issues, they're 100% right. But we have to communicate, well, here's the reality. The divorce rate has been going down. And why has the divorce rate been going down? And the reason why the divorce rate is going down is because we've learned a lot of different things about marriage, about divorce, about why the divorce rate skyrocket initially in 1970s to begin with. And so there's a lot of, when you hear a number, statistics are great under the broad scope of a conversation. But when you're really trying to dive deeper into what's going on in today's society, statistics tell you a story. Right. So once you understand the story behind the number, then you can understand why the number is practical. So in my question is, so one of the biggest things that we've worked on is that if we're going to give a number, we want to also tell the story behind the number and how is that beneficial to improving the lives of people today. And so to me, that's one of my different points of view is that if you're simply holding on to any worldview and the worldview is communicating certain things that may or not be true or may not be painting the whole picture, is this for the purpose of benefiting society or is it for the purpose of perpetuating a narrative?
You still haven't answered the first question that started the string. You still haven't answered the second question of the string. Then you said that there were half-truths about the red pill community, and you still haven't stated at least one example of these half-truths. Then you came and just said that divorce rates from the 90s is going down from today right now, and you was going to say why, and you still didn't give an answer to your own anecdote. And then there was another question in there, and you didn't even answer that question. See, that's one thing. The reason why I got to where I got, guys, I have pretty good recall rate here, right? Wasn't the smartest person in the world, but I can recall things. You see, that's what goes on when you deal with music theory for 10 years and you're forced to realize you're playing the piano and you got to memorize 12 pieces of music sheet paper for actual, like, rehearsal, things of that nature, for recitals. My recall is good. Unless you're throwing like a million words a minute, I can't catch every single thing, but I got multiple gloves on here. You said all that, and you still have not even answered a question yet. Rod's like, I could see why I never heard this dude before. I wish I still didn't. But you know what, though? This is important for us, guys. We're learning. These last couple of weeks since this all came about, and I'm doing this now and all the other content creators, we're learning. Like, when we get examples of devils, I'm going to say it like that. When we get examples of devils and we get to see it firsthand, and then when it comes against, I remember something like this back in the day. I remember that guy Hafiz when he was spitting all that diarrhea of the mouth. Oh, man, yeah, okay, cool. I know how to play this now. You see, it's one thing to talk about certain things. It's another thing to get real world application, right? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I got too many computers on, so that means that computer's going off here. We're having real world application to see how people move and operate, and we're talking about it in real time here. So here's a guy that still will not answer a question, and then will throw so many things out that he won't even answer his own questions. We're still waiting for one answer. We're still waiting for one answer.
Wouldn't you say that the divorce rate's going down because people aren't getting married as much?
Thank you,
So
Pearly.
think about it right this.
Mhm.
Let's talk about
Answer the
divorce rate
question.
is by percentage. So let's do some
Mhm.
numbers because you
Mhm.
seem like a very analytical.
She just threw the next question out there. Oh, well, answer the question. The theme is diarrhea at the mouth, and answer the question. Get these likes up, guys. You've been in the building. Get the likes up. Help your boy out here. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up. Answer the question.
Analytical
Mhm,
girl, logical girl. Let's talk about some numbers.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
if the system of marriage is broken,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
and 1,000 people get married.
Oh, I see. The rate would still be. I see. I
Okay,
see.
so let's do it for the people, right?
Uh-huh.
Remember,
Yeah.
the red pill argument is the system is broken.
Uh-huh.
So that means anyone who engages in this institution,
Uh-huh.
whether or not you do it, it's broken. It's not going to work. It's going to lead to a 50% divorce rate.
Mhm.
So if 1,000 people get married,
Mhm.
therefore it should be 50% divorce rate.
Mhm.
But then if 900 people
Mhm.
get divorced,
Mhm.
and 10 years later, instead of the 1,000
Mhm.
10 years ago,
Mhm.
now 900 people get married,
Mhm.
and that divorce rate is 40,
Mhm.
not 50 where it was before. The
Uh-huh.
question that must be asked is, these 100 people, why did that number change?
Mhm.
If the system was broken, then therefore, whether it's 1,000,
Mhm.
900,
Mhm.
800, 1,200, 1,100, it
Mhm.
should be the same thing. But if the number went down,
Mhm.
but then the divorce rate decreased by percentage,
Mhm.
why did it go down?
Mhm.
Who was not getting married? And
Mhm.
how were they contributing to the increase of divorce rates in the past?
Mhm.
And that's why I said the numbers will tell you a story.
Mhm.
And if you don't know the full story,
Mhm.
you don't know how the
I had to pause it to let it breathe for a second, guys. He still ain't answered this next question. Give you guys a break here for a second. He still ain't answered this question.
how the number is relevant to the lives of everyday people.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm passionate about.
Mhm.
I want to keep on saying it.
Mhm.
A lot of the red pill arguments are true.
Mhm.
A lot of them are true, mixed
Mhm.
with a whole lot of lies.
Mhm.
And we
What are
have
the
to be honest.
lies?
There is an ideological bent, and there
Mhm.
is a for-profit bent for the ideologies.
Mhm.
But if we're simply going to stop there and not do a deep dive in analyzing the study,
Mhm.
if we don't sit down and analyze every single statistic number
What are we
and juxtapose it
analyzing?
with the leading experts in the world who are also studying these
Mhm.
things, we don't have a full, complete message
Mhm.
to share to men and women
Mhm.
for the benefit of
Mhm.
society. Because to me, if we're genuinely saying
Mhm.
that the red pill message is the truth,
Mhm.
if it is indeed the truth or an attempt to convey the truth should only make society better.
Mhm.
It should only make men better. It should only make women
Mhm.
better. It should only create a better world for
Mhm.
us. And
Mhm.
so to me, when I see an ideology, when I see a praxicology, whatever the heck they're calling it nowadays, when I see a worldview and I'm looking at it, I'm analyzing it, and I'm understanding it, and I'm seeing all people who are leaders in it,
Mhm.
and I'm seeing the inconsistencies in what they say and what they
Mhm.
do. I'm saying that there's a deeper conversation with the numbers, and there's a deeper conversation with this type of information that is not being discussed. And I'm glad we're doing it right now.
Mhm.
He still ain't answered the questions. He still ain't answered the questions. Want to do a deep dive, Hafiz? You want to know something? You got a GED. No disrespect to people who got GEDs. You got a fucking GED. You must have got your shit from Leavenworth State Prison. Know what he reminds me of, guys? Remember in Living Color when Damon Wayans, he played the character of the prisoner who spoke all the big words, but you didn't know exactly what he was talking about? Y'all remember them skits when Living Color first came out and Damon Wayans was the prisoner? And Damon Wayans, they'll show him reading the book, and then they'll do the close up, and then they'll show his voice, and then show his face. My brothers, that is why that we have to pay close attention to the collapsing fallopian tubes of the genital genocide, because of the period red massacre is coming through the flow. And when the flow comes, we have to remember that we are on borrowed demon time. But with demon time comes the ejaculation of the emancipation of the proclamation of the Studebaker that used to come in Ford or Chevy. But if it's not built tough like a rock and it's not standing stout, then here we are not finding the truth to the lies of the truth that is being backtracked into the glazed buns manifestation of the clarification of the emancipication of the bastardation of the United States of America. Did I make as much sense as Hafiz? Did I make just as much sense as he did just now? I mean, I'm just saying. I can give y'all another one. Now, here it is on a Tuesday with my tight pasteurized suit on that we have God and the devil and the proclamation, that standardization of the test process that goes through when we fall asleep mentally, subliminally, and hyperbole, proverbially, mentally, physically, spiritually, mentally, physically, that we take the manifestation that is brought upon us by the heavenly spirit of God, Yahweh, Allah, and Budapest that I go through with the khakis and also with my khakis and my burning torch with my Make America Great Again hat on, that I show you the ways that comes through so that I can let you guys know how we're doing in society as a whole, because the menstruation cycle is flowing through serendipity to the end of the rainbow with Skittles and rainbows and Fruity Loops and quasars and fusars. Hallelujah. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. I mean, that's what he said, right? That's what he said, right? I mean, I didn't understand what he said. Did y'all understand what I said? Jew's like, Dave, stop. I didn't start. He started it. Why you telling me to stop, Jew? Jew, why you telling me to stop? He started it. I'm just trying to explain how he explained it from the Damon Wayans character in Living Color. Why do I gotta stop, Jew? What did I do wrong? What did I do here? We've been here for an hour and a half here, and he still ain't answered one question yet, let alone explain his word salad filibuster here. We still trying to figure out here. What did I do, Jew? Hey, come on, man. You gotta stop playing with me, man. Y'all acting like I'm the one doing wrong here. Y'all need to stop acting like I'm the culprit, like I did something wrong here. I'm just like, no, you gotta get these likes up. I'm just trying to be a hardworking man on YouTube here. I'm just over here chilling, minding my own business, and I see a young, dumb dude here trying to act like he's smart. I mean, what did I do here? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I'm just repeating what he's saying from a different standpoint that's coming from the fallopian tubes. I'm just saying, right? You know, I mean, we can tell we ain't gonna get this whole video today. We ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm just saying, rock with your boy, roll with your boy. What did I say that was wrong? Or did you even understand what I said here? Because y'all don't understand what he's saying. He still ain't told us what these half-truths are in the Red Pill community. I'm still waiting. You know, see, this is the type of guy, here's the thing, right? I didn't graduate college. I ain't the smartest man in the world here, but I think I'm smart enough to do what I've been doing in my life here. You know what I'm saying? Jada's like, wrap it up. Like the wrap it up, but wrap it up, B, wrap it up. Jew's like, you going all the way in on dude. I ain't going all the way in. Jew, literally, because of YouTube guidelines, I really ain't started. Oh, Lord, if this wasn't YouTube, oh, you want to see me go in. Oh, man, I ain't been cursing. I ain't been calling out his name. I ain't been disrespectful. If you want to see me go in, it wouldn't be on YouTube. Lord, if you call this going in, then he's in trouble. Plain and simple, he in trouble, y'all. If you want me to tell me I'm going in, I ain't even got started. The engine hasn't been started. I haven't been revved up my engine. I ain't hit the gas pedal when it's in park, baby. I ain't revved it up yet. Nah, ain't no room. I'm still in idle. The car's not even, the key's not even in ignition. He did this to himself. He wants to act like he's an intellectual. That's what he's doing. He wants to believe and wants the world to believe that he is smarter than what he is. Let's continue, y'all. You know what, though, all he said here so far, there was a point that I wanted to bring up here, and I don't remember because he said so many words. You're right, Rod, because there was a point that I want to talk about here, and I'm like, I can't remember what he said because he said so much crap. Thank God, probably.
To me, it's like if it goes from 50% to 40%, who cares?
Mm-mm.
That's right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, now I got my point. Thanks, Pearly. If divorces are going down because just like many men here in my tribe here is choosing to stay away from marriage. So here's the thing. If you have an experiment and you take away one key part of the control, which is the man, and if the men are saying, you know what? I don't want to get married anymore. I'm sticking to myself here and I'm moving this way. So if men choose to get married, the marriage rate is going to drop. Right? We can go deeper than that if you want to, but the simple control is if we remove men from the equation, marriage is going to go down. So if marriage is going to go down, divorce is going to go down. But here's the key, though. For the men who are still getting married, divorce rates are still at 54%. The second and third divorces are still up there as well. And on top of that, too, if we want to bring up numbers, why can't you know? This ain't going to come up here in the show here, but 78% of Black women in our community are the ones filing for divorce. Can you answer that stat? We can go to Google and and see why we can go here and have this conversation, Hafiz. You don't like that, do you? Because it doesn't fit your narrative. Fred's like, is what you doing right in living color? Jew's like, damn, Dave, no love for the fakes. That's what's up. Nah. If you don't know, Jew. People like him should sit down. If you don't know what you're talking about, sit down. Be like, hey, I'm ignorant. I don't know. This is not my wheelhouse. I can't answer that question. Do you want my opinion? I'll give you my opinion. But here's the thing, though. I can tell you that it's based on anecdotal here. That's what he should do. Be real. Have a good conversation. Now the whole world sees you as a fraud. You a fake. You a phony. And everybody's going to clown him on this because you really don't have the social skills look like to even move the right way. Coffee, I'm craving cheddar biscuits for some reason. Don't do me like that, CF. I'm hungry already right now. Talking about my HelloFresh. It's upstairs ready to be cooked. And you talking about some cheddar biscuits. Man, that shrimp be calling me. Don't get that Red Lobster game going. It's been a while since I talked about cheddar biscuits, baby. Don't get me started on that. Let's continue.
Do that,
Let
though.
me
Go ahead.
because to me, people aren't getting together. They looked at the getting married rate is lower than it's ever been. So it's like to me, it's just like men are getting a bad deal today, and they're signing a contract where women are paid to leave and take the kids. And to me, that's just, and especially in the
Good
UK,
point, Pearly.
like I live in London.
Good point.
Like girls, like your child support's literally dependent on how much you have the kids. So you're literally paid to take the kids away.
Okay.
So like to me, it's just like a bad deal.
Okay.
And even if you sign a contract and it's a 40% versus 50%, that's still not great.
You first and foremost, let's not be deceptive, right?
Okay.
You cannot.
I'm not being deceptive.
If you understand,
wait, before we she says something and he's disrespecting her statement by saying, let's not be deceptive. Dude, you're rude as fuck. You are rude as fuck. Let's not be deceptive. Just dismiss what she said here. Dude, you're a complete dickhead. I hope this gets to him. And I hope people see this. Someone clip it. Hafiz, you're a goddamn ignorant ass dickhead, rude as fuck and sin. Shout out to my man Z with the $4.99. Upgrade that to the $5 holler. Working out at home gym. Listen to Hafiz, Cindy, Brady's list. Rocking with TD&D and Tribe. We ain't ish. Hit the like and subscribe around the party horn. Yeah, man. Z in the house from Minnesota working out. Salute, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Cindy Brady. Cindy Brady, you're right about that. Rod's like, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for contributing, man. Hey, Z, you know you one of the day ones, man. We getting down. We go back like 4 Cadillacs in the flat. You know how we do it. I appreciate you, boy. That's what I'm talking about here. Rod's like, I'm getting tired of dude. Did he talk to that other dude like this? I have no idea, Rod. I have no idea. But, yo, we ain't going to get this whole video. We're going to finish the show out, but, man, it is rough. Is that Paul's like, you've been bamboozled, you've been Hafiz. Yo, you making him a verb now. He's an adjective in a verb. I like that. You've been Hafiz or Hafiz or whatever how we call it. Yo, I like that. Hold on, let me put that up here. Yo, we're gonna make him into an adjective and a verb. Yo, check this out, Tribe. Whenever I hear some jankiness, I hear some spin action, I hear something that it sounds suspect, I was like, yo, man, you on that Hafiz, ain't you? Yeah, you smoking that Hafiz, right? That's what we gonna say. We gonna say you smoking on Hafiz. You know, that's not that good strain. That's that backwood. That's that stomped on. That's that stems and seeds. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you smoking that Hafiz. That's what we're gonna say from going forward here right now. When people are suspect, talking out of pocket, don't know what they're saying here, yo, man, you smoking that Hafiz, dog. Let's add that to the lexicon. Let's build a lexicon here for TD&D crew, and we adding Hafiz to the lexicon. First word, baby. Yo, man, I like that. Let's continue on. Let's see how disrespectful he's going to get now, because damn, that was just rude what he just said here.
Statistics. You cannot say a 10% decrease in the likelihood of something happening isn't a big deal. If there was a drug or if there was a disease and we say, you know what, the disease has a 50%. Let me finish. You told me not to cut you off. I'm not going to cut you off.
Wow.
So I understand what you're trying to do right now. I was under the impression of this was to be a certain kind of conversation, but I'm getting what you're doing right now. So if you want to make the conversation the way you want to make this conversation, it's no problem. So like I was saying,
the way I want to make the conversation.
Like I was saying, if there was a disease and the disease had a 50% fatality rate, and all of a sudden, 10 years later, even if the amount of people with the disease went down by 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever numbers you want to give, but then all of a sudden that disease has a 40% fatality rate. The fatality rate went down 10%. What we ask ourselves is, yo, how did that happen? No one says, 50%, 40%, no big deal, so everything's the same thing. No, you're going to be like, wow, it's still high.
Nah, dog. If a drug came out and you're saying that it hit 50% fatality rate, and then 10 years later, it's got a 40% fatality rate, you know what's going to happen? The FDA is pulling it off the goddamn market. You still killing marks with it. It don't matter if it's 40% or 50%. That's still too high of a number for your... You can't even make a good example. You can't even make a good example. In your example, it ain't lasting 10 years because the FDA is pulling it. 50% are dying. Well, 40% are dying. We got a 10%. Why is 10%? Well, we got 10% not taking the drug no more. Pull it from the shelves, because when people don't use it, we see the drop and people still use it. We still got the numbers high. Hey, man. All right, look at y'all. It's at the Hafiz pack. Yo, man, that blue strain Hafiz. Yeah, that's that blue strain. For real. Y'all killing me now. Oh, yeah, y'all smoking that Hafiz, y'all, for real. Yeah, look at Raza with your Hafiz looking ass. Right, man, for real. You ain't even smoking that loud. You smoking that Hafiz blue. You smoking that low. You smoking that beta. For real. If a plane crashes 50%, then 40%. See, that's great. Here's the thing. Even to make his points for his arguments, he can't even draw up a good analogy where that I haven't been watching before, and I'm hearing this saying, okay, you talking about a drug? Well, first of all, dog, you need a better example because the FDA even rocking with it. Are you serious? Give me another example. Hey guys. Back in the day when I was in high school, it seemed like a long time ago since I've been in high school now, man. But we should use a couple of terms. I don't know if y'all still use this to the day. We're around the same age. We should use a lot of terms here. But we would say, hey, man, are you deaf, dumb, or definitely dumb? Hey, guys, Is he deaf, dumb, or definitely dumb? Because when I say deaf, he can't even hear the words that come out of his mouth because he's deaf and he just talking, don't know what's coming out here. Deaf, dumb, or definitely dumb. How about this? Is he simple, slow, or retarded? Yeah, I'm going there. Yeah, I'm shaming right now. I don't care because the thing he's saying is ridiculous and asinine right now. I'm going there. Are you simple, slow, or retarded right now? Yeah, I'm going there. Going there. Yeah, you throwing too many big words out there to know what they mean, man. You know what? Remember when Kevin Hart was in 40-Year-Old Virgin? Remember Kevin Hart had a small part in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Remember when Kevin Hart, hey, what's his name? He's like, yo, how about you give me that warranty for like on the house? And then, it's like, hey, now you're being condescending. Let's move forward amicably. Hold on. First of all, man, you saying one too many big words out there. Since I don't understand the words you're saying, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch his mouth and make the sale. That's how I feel right now. Hey, first of all, dog, you saying one too many big words right now, all right? Since I don't know what you're saying right now, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth. That's how I feel right now. You saying too many things, so I'm taking everything you say as disrespect right now. That's how we all feel in the chat right now. Don't get mad at me, all right? Look at the chat section right now. Look at my chat and look at the 8-inch crew right now. I ain't saying it. Everybody's saying it too. Is he a short bus shorty? SBS in the house. Shout out to my man Clotus here. Larry's like, all the above. Come on, man. Mark's like in Pan for Martin's voice. You stupid. For real, man. Close like short bus shorty. Yo, man, that should be a song. Short bus shorty. 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 Hey, let me stop right now. I'm about to drop a remix right now, man. Let me stop right now, man. Hey, come on, man. I know I'm clowning right now, right? I know, in all seriousness, no. This is sad. Like, from the video yesterday and from the video today, he said more words than I live stream here in hours. Hey man, let's continue. Let's go a little bit more just here. We won't continue this too much long. We gotta get a little bit more, all right? Because we just in the beginning, but we know we can't finish it.
Than we would like it to be, but it's a lot better than the way it was before. So what can we learn from that? What can we improve on that? How can we make that better? And so to me, going back to the ideology, my biggest thing is I'm all about how can we make the world a better place? And simply saying that 50%, 40%, that there's no big difference. It's deceptive. I mean, deceitful. It is not communicating what's really going on. And so I think it's really cool. And I kind of now a lot of things are making more sense. But if we're gonna have a real conversation about men and women in today's society and marriage in today's society, we have to get into specific details every single point of the conversation and understand the nuance to each issue. So if you want to get into men getting a bad deal in marriage, we can talk about that specific issue. But I think sometimes it's very easy to be able to stay in our echo chambers, in our silos, and share these ideas without having them fleshed out to somebody who can give us some pushback.
But I just think
I let him go. He went on another diatribe here, and he still ain't answered the damn questions yet. We're still waiting for answers to questions that still hasn't occurred yet. You're in your echo chambers, and we're talking about stats, statistics, and data, and I want to get to the nuance. You know what, guys? Like, I saw someone say, Polar's like, take a whiskey shot for if he said a lot. How about nuance? Everybody takes a shot whenever he says nuance because there's never an answer that comes up with it. He sounds like the ladies' man, Leon felt. Oh, it's a lady. Hey, at least Leon made sense, right? Because what did Leon say, Clotus? He wanted to do it in the butt. All right. Yo, I'm a walking encyclopedia when it comes to movies, man. At least with Leon, we knew what he was talking about. Yeah, I suggest that you just do it in the butt. Okay, you remember fast? Yeah, with your girlfriend, I suggest the butt. Yeah, since you've been married for 52 years, I suggest the Hershey Highway. Oh, yeah, since you've been dating, I suggest that the first date straight doggy style in the butt. Hey, come on, man. At least with Leon, we knew what he was about. He was all about in the butt. Can we say we know he's about the butt here? Hey, why'd you do that to me? Why'd you bring up Leon? Hold on, I need a second here. I started thinking about the stuff I just said there, and now I'm having a delayed reaction on it. At least Leon, you knew what he was after. You know what he liked. You knew what he stood. You knew Leon's principles. Leon's principles was about the butt. What's his principles and ideologies besides not know what his principles are? Not answering questions. Hey man, he over here looking common sense. Vince says, "Hey man, maybe he's auditioning for Fox News. Hey man, we got people on Fox News better than this. Let's not put him in the same category as Fox News, okay? Because hey, if Fox News is entertaining, at least I know I can see them get to the point. You may not like their point, but I see them get to the point. Be like, damn, show me your racism, or damn, show me your biases. Lord, could you be? But at least you know where they stand at. He ain't answered the question yet. In the butt. Come on, man. If he said the butt, I'd be happy. At least we know. Like, I don't know what he mean by the butt, but at least we got an answer. He's about the butt. Let's continue, y'all.
Like, you're missing the point. Like, the point is that the laws don't favor men today. Like, the point is it 50% or 40%? That's not the point. The point is that, like, right now it's a contract that women are paid to leave. And so if that's the way the laws are set up, I understand why men are walking away. Like, I understand why they wouldn't push marriage.
So here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So let's play your game. I love to play your game.
I'm not trying to like.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm playing. I'm having fun.
Okay.
Don't wait till you're content creator. We're having fun. We're having fun. Come on. Are we good?
Yeah. We're
okay.
Good.
We're having
good.
fun.
Okay,
I mean, game is just a word.
Okay.
We're having fun. Guys, we're having fun. This is content.
Nah.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Don't take anything.
No. You may be having fun. You a condescending dickhead. I will be having fun with you. Now, I admit, I'm a content creator. I know how to throw jokes. I know how to throw zingers without being disrespectful, without being rude, without being condescending, without being an asshole. Okay? Nah. You having fun. She ain't having fun. You need to stop it. You don't even know how to, you can't even read the room. These are two separate rooms from the day before and this one here with the Greg Adams interview collab and this one here. You ain't having fun. You can't read a room. You need more people. You need more OGs. It don't gotta be me. I don't tell you that. No, I don't want to OG this dude. Whatever it is, you need OGs, dog. You need someone to sit you in the corner and be like, look, dog, this is what you're doing. This is how you fucking up right now. Remember Men's Society when he's like, you ain't fucked up, right? You know. He needs more OGs. Ain't having fun. Ain't no one having fun with someone sitting there next to someone who's condescending like this. See, Pearly's better than me. Maybe because she was blindsided. We were all blindsided. We didn't realize what was happening here. But you know what, though? Let me be interviewing this dude here. It wouldn't have got 20 minutes at this point here. You know what, though? I'd be like, hey, dog, you need to check your mouth. You need to check yourself. He's like, we're just having... No. You having fun. You being a dickhead right now. You need to check your mouth. Yeah, come on, man. Let's continue to hear more of this dickhead here. I'm going there.
Okay,
yeah.
Some of the pepper soup might be too spicy. We're just having fun.
I know.
No, you're having fun.
Cool.
You're condescending.
So, let's play your game.
Okay.
Let's say the system is all the way effed up.
Yeah.
Men are getting screwed left and right. What do we do now?
I think you change the laws. Like, honestly, I'd like to run for an office someday. I'd like to actually try to change the laws.
I love what you just said.
Yeah.
I love what you just said. My question to you, you're very smart. When we said we should change the laws,
yeah,
how many people are getting into law how many people are doing content to be able to change the laws, or
Mhm.
versus how many people are doing content simply complaining about the laws? In your personal opinion, all feelings, no facts. Shout out to Andrew Schultz.
What?
What percent of people are actually trying to change the laws?
Versus people complaining about the laws. All
Huh.
feelings, no facts. No, there's no
All
analytic.
feelings.
There's
Yeah,
no logical
I
basis
know,
for this.
I know. Are there? I don't know. I've met a
Before she even tried to answer this question, what kind of question is that? That is a dead end argument question so that he can prove his point here. First of all, when it talks about changing laws here, this community is small, right? Who changes laws? Congress members, policymakers. But then who holds the vote when we go vote for the midterms, things of that nature, right? That's a disingenuous question. That's very disingenuous. Who's trying to change the laws? It's not as simple as that. We can have these conversations, whether you be in your own echo chamber or if you're going to move out and about, things of that nature. Content creators can't change laws. First, it takes information and education so people are aware of what's happening. And when people are aware and understand what's happening, like what's going on with the midterms here, then we need to vote and align on our interests. But here's the thing too, we need things on the books to change. And how could things change when the majority of the voting bloc now is women? It's going to take a long time to change the laws. It just doesn't happen overnight because content creators are studying law and talking about the law. It doesn't happen like that. That is very disingenuous. That is an argument that people use to do a gotcha. See, if these guys are about truth, they'd be doing this here. I'm not a goddamn lawyer. I don't push for policy change. It's not how this works here. Oh boy. Rod's like, see, I gambled on you and you gambled on the crackhead. Damn, you going New Jack City on me, Rod? I love it. Continue.
met a lot of men's rights activists. They actually have a really. Have you ever talked to that community at all?
Yeah, of course. I've seen the Red Pill
Like,
documentary. I'm
No,
familiar
no,
with.
not even that. Like, they have whole groups. I don't know.
He still ain't answered the question yet, y'all. I'm about to let this play. It just can't. It just keep coming back to my head. Has this man even answered the question yet? We're at the 26-minute mark in this video, and he still ain't answered the question yet.
No, like that's my.
You couldn't take. You're a smart woman. You have
Mhm.
no educated guess in the world.
I don't think you're gonna like my answer.
It's
And
not.
that's-
It's
no,
no. It's
no,
feelings,
I know,
no
I know, I
facts.
know, I know, I know.
How
I
can
said
not
I
like
feel
your
like
feelings?
there really aren't that many content creators in the red pill space.
There isn't,
Like, I think
actually.
it's a generally small space on YouTube. So if I had to
Very
guess, there's
small.
probably more lawyers trying to change the laws.
Okay,
Or
so
like lawyers that like defend men and that sort of thing.
I
Go
love
ahead.
it. I
Yeah.
love it. There's more lawyers.
Hey, shout out to TLA, lead attorney. You know about lead attorney. He been grilling you all week. He been giving you that extra crispy. So we're gonna talk about the red pill space and mention your content. Hey, lead attorney's been on your head.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is, let's say the laws are broken. I'm about solutions.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you truly believe, if you're like, man, the system is broken,
Uh-huh.
then the system got broken because somebody broke it. So you're saying that before the system was working.
Uh-huh.
Is that safe to say? Was the system working before?
Before, yeah, but I'd say before no fault divorce, it was more fair.
Okay.
It was more fair.
So
yeah.
so the system. So in
And birth
what's it-
control.
what-
I actually pin. I think birth control is
so
like
so
the
was
root of all
was
evil.
it was it working? Was the system working?
Yes, more. It was
So-
more fair before, I would say.
Okay, so she said
I've-
it was working before
I said it was more fair.
was it working?
It
If it's
was-
broken now, it must have been working before.
Yeah, it would.
It's not an either or conversation. It's not either as always was working or and then it's broken now, or it was always broken and so it's still broken. It's not an either or. He wants to put an either. He's forcing her to answer a question, and you still ain't answer a question. And this is not an either or. This is not is this or this. It's this is one that's a lot more complicated than that. Oh boy, oh boy.
It would
Or
seem
was it
it would
always
se-
broken?
It would seem like that, yes.
I'm asking you the direct question. Was it broken? If you're telling me
Uh-huh.
right now it's broken, those are your words. You
Uh-huh.
said the system is broken right now.
It
So
is broken.
therefore, if the toy was broken today, does that mean the toy was not broken yesterday?
Well, because what I'm thinking
If a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear it? If a toy is broken today, was it broken yesterday? I don't know. Who's in the house? Did my cat get to the toy? I have a 5-year-old daughter. You know, kids break things. Did she break it and didn't know no better? She do. She be pulling arms off of dolls and me coming to me, Daddy, you know, and I got to put the arm back on the doll, you know, and then I got to put the leg back on, you know. If the toy is broken today, is it broken yesterday? I got follow-up questions. If the toy was broken today, who was in the house yesterday? Who's in the house the day before? Who played with the toy? Did someone put the toy up? Is it a toy? Is it a community toy that other kids play with? Is there animals in the house and the animal toys are mixed with the kids' toys? Did someone clean up the house and accidentally stepped on it and didn't say nothing? Did I step on it and oh God, I stepped on one of her toys again. Oh God, dang it. Come on, man. Come on. See, when he tries to drive his point home with questions that he wants to use examples, they literally just fly. It's like doo-doo on the street. It just sits there and stinks because they're bad questions. He can't even to even drive his point home. He can't even ask the right questions. I don't know who's in the house. Funniest live. I love the attorney. So much free procedural legal advice. Exactly. Not the Dodge master trying to put her feet to the fire to answer yes or no. Yeah. Didn't know Dave was a girl dad. That's dope. Yeah, I got a daughter. Yeah, man, I got one daughter. Yeah. So yeah, I am a girl dad, you can say. You know, and I also got 2 nieces. You know, there's only one boy in the family, and my nephew. I gotta holler at him. He driving now. He the only boy in the family, you know? But yeah, like I asked all these questions, right? Because he wants it either or. You can tell, like, if he is really passionate about these talking points here, we can tell that he doesn't talk to anybody above his weight class. Oh, yeah. He doesn't talk to anybody above his weight class. He only talks to peers and people below him. And the fact that he's 32 years old, which means that he only talks to young bucks, cats in their 20s, cats that don't have no life experience, people who don't know nothing in life yet. You think you know something, but you don't know. I can openly admit to that. When I was in my 20s, I thought I knew something and I didn't know nothing. Hard heads make soft butts. Hey, what's going on, BJ? Because like, this dude doesn't want to talk to me. Let's continue, man.
thinking is there's like multiple points that I would pinpoint that started to like cause the decline of relationships in the West. So it's like you could say no fault divorce, but like then I would also argue that birth control contributed. I would argue like that the beginning of feminism, because I don't believe in like first wave, second wave, third wave. Like I think there's multiple things. But I would say before it was more fair. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we'll stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I love what you brought up because no fault divorce in 1970s changed everything.
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting the name of the birth control. Is it en void or en void in 1950s? I forgot the name of the first birth control in 1950s. It changed the whole entire game, right? But you primarily said the system today is broken to not benefit men.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And so my argument is that if you had a community of guys who are investing all their money, all their energy, we're getting into law, we're supporting these people, we're putting these people on our platform. If we're putting these champions who are going to go into Congress and going to go into the local places,
that's a good idea. You should do that.
No, let's stop. Let's stop.
It's a good idea, but not everybody is built to be lawyers. Not everybody's built to be in that game. That's a simplistic talking point that is very bad. Like, well, if that's the case, then you should be supporting these people who are doing this, this, and this here. I'm not a lawyer. I work in IT. I work in DevOps. That is a whole different lane than being a lawyer and working in legal. Wait a minute. So because I do this here, what are you suggesting? That maybe I should go into law? And I should go into politics to change? People understand their lanes and how they contribute to their lanes for the betterment of the good of society. Some people are lawyers. Some people are teachers. Some people are engineers. Some people maybe just classic worker bees just on the front line. It doesn't work that way, dog. You clearly don't know anything, and I don't know who the hell you've been talking to use these kind of straw man points here. Cause like, was that toy made in China? Right. Oh my God. He still ain't answered the questions yet. I'm gonna keep saying it throughout this whole live stream. Just like Bud ducked Errol Spence, he still ain't answered the question yet. I'm gonna say it here for my boxing fans. Bud ducked Errol Spence. Bud ducked. He's a duck artist. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. And this guy here can't answer a question. And if you can't answer a question, then I got to question your mental fortitude. And I think that you're shady. Yeah, I'm going in. Because you know what, though? He's acting like an authoritative figure on matters when you're not. You sound like a more shady pastor who says pass the collection plate along, and then you wonder why they keep having building funds every year when they got a new roof already. Talking about the church needs a new water, needs hot water, and need to get that boiler room working. But you redid the whole system like about 2 years ago. You talking about, you like Creflo Dollar, talking about you need a G4 plane so that you can fly and do your ministry. When you know that G4s ain't built for packing and hauling equipment to other places. It's built for luxury, not for haul. You over here trying to buy a Ferrari in the air when you need an F-150. See, he is working his way up to be the Christian pastor that takes all your money. He's even dressing like it right now. He's trying to set himself up to be the standard, your group. What kind of standard are you setting? You ain't setting no standards of this in this tribe here. Older cats older than me can see right through you. You shady. No Slim. No M&Ms. No Browns in the bag. Yeah, that's how I feel, y'all.
Let's stop right here.
Yeah.
You said it was a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't those people doing it? Because you're the one who told me they believe the system is broken. That's what you told me. So therefore, if they believe it's broken, why are they not doing everything in their power to fix the system?
I think from their point of view, it's like it's more powerful for men.
Hold on. Yes, we are. Just because we can't work in the space to change laws, sometimes it takes as much just an OG mentoring somebody and putting someone on game. I've had cats, I'm not trying to act like I know it all, but what I do know, I give it out there. And if you think I'm off base, holla at your boy. I've had so many OGs older than me come and say, yo, that dude, I wish I had met you years ago. Or I wish we had YouTube years ago to watch talking points like you and everybody else, because I wouldn't have made the mistakes I made, or the mistakes that you made. We had other people listen to the stuff that you talking about right now. Some people can't be legal beavers. Sometimes it starts with education. It starts with informing. It starts with getting the word out. It starts with, you know what? Here's the mistakes that some of us older cats we made here. If you don't want to follow in our footsteps with the mistakes that we made, don't do these things here. And the reason why I say don't do these things here, because this is what happened to me when I did X, Y, and Z. And I have been forthcoming in my experiences. I'm talking about X, Y, and Z, why this happened to me here, why I took L's, why I fell on my face, but I still stood right back up here. Some people got to be OGs and talk about it and be educators. And then some people got to go into other lanes to fill up and pick up the pieces. Cole's like, I'm a plumber. Do you want me to be a lawyer? Yeah, exactly, Clovis. Hey, you know what, though? We need you to handle the pipes. Hey, man, we can have conversations, but you got to stay in your lane, Clovis. Hey, you know what, though? Maybe for us to have the meeting Let's just use hypothetical here, right, Clotis? Maybe for us to have the meeting, we need the plumber to make sure the running water's going good in the building here. We need to make sure that the infrastructure is laid in place. You ever heard about that? You got to have a strong foundation before you can erect the house. Right? So if the red pill space, if the red community is brand new, everybody is following their lanes here. Some people could be lawyers. Some people are plumbers. Some people are in IT. Some people are doctors. Some people are teachers. Some people are wherever the case may be. People is brand new. We have to lay the foundations so that everybody's filling the lanes here because it's only 5 to 7 years, give or take, right? Got to lay the foundation. We got to make sure that the house is sitting on steady rock. Once we have that, then slowly but surely we start building up and we start growing. The people in the beginning is not going to get to the promised land. We ain't gonna get to the promised land. What we do is we lay the groundwork so that the next generation can get there. We keep building upon building here. Hey, my grandfather didn't get to see how I was moving, how I was living. My grandfather would be, if he saw how I was moving, be like, wow, I got a grandson doing something like this here. He probably wouldn't think in his lifetime that he would see what he saw, and he didn't. It takes levels of each generation to change things here. And you won't do it as simplistic as everybody should go into legal or politics and change things, and it doesn't work that way. Mark's like, I'm an engineer, not a lawyer, Captain. We need engineers. We need people in every field because not just one thing of people being lawyers and politicians will change it. We need people on the front lines depending on what the areas are. You can be a lawyer, you could be an engineer, you could be a plumber, and we apply those things as we go on. But just to blanket say, well, we need more of this and this here, it doesn't work that way. It's a lot. It's not that simple.
For men to walk away because like women need an incentive for the laws to change.
Okay. So
if men walk away from relationships, I mean, I could think of like 10 girls off the top of my head that are mad because they won't get a ring.
Okay.
You know.
So here is the reality.
Yeah.
What's your reality?
Do you really believe? Do you like? I'm talking about solutions here.
Yeah.
So you're saying the better solution is for.
I hate that. I've noticed that I had to stop that here because I caught it this time here. I let him cook the other times here. I've met people who've done this here. I have met people who said this line here. When people say, I'm looking for solutions. Well, to get the answer, you have to backtrack. You have to troubleshoot. We have to investigate. We have to look at why the problem exists. You can't get straight to the solutions unless you know the problem. You see, hey, real talk. Know how I get my money? You know how I make my money outside of YouTube? I just can't say something's broke. How do we fix it here? We just can't say how we fix it here. You know why? Because it's gonna break again. I can go ahead and fix something right now, right? Something breaks. I work in IT. I work in applications. I'm going to be very vague. I can't tell you exactly what I do here. I ain't getting in trouble. I ain't losing my job. But if you work on applications and software, right, and you deal with different platforms, you have feeds that communicate. Feeds, F-E-E-D-S. Feeds that communicate from one endpoint to the next, communicating whether one entity from another company is sending it via their pipe to another entity, and then that entity gets to the threshold point where they get to here, and that feed is data information that needs to be received in. But what if you keep getting an error on that feed? Well, I know how to fix it here, you know. Maybe I can just change the timestamp. Maybe I can re-upload the feed again. Maybe I can, massage the data and then do it manually, stuff automatically, and we get it in there, right? Okay, we got that part, but it still didn't fix the problem because it still broke. So when this process happens again, a la someone gets married or doesn't get married the right way, does their homework, then if it breaks again, if it's going to break again, what happens? It's just going to keep going on and on and on. It's going to constantly keep breaking. So what do? Okay, we got to contact the Unix guys. We got to contact the app guys. We got to contact the developers. We got to contact the backend guys. We got to contact the project manager. Okay, why is this breaking here? Okay, you own this part of the platform here. Okay, can you look at the logs and see if you see any errors? Okay, I'm going to do that, Dave. Hey, middleware guys. Can you see an error in the syntax? In the lines. Okay, let me take a look at it. Do you see the error? Do you see your app logs and the error logs? Can you see that in there from the feed? Let me take a look at that. Database guys, can you see in the DB here? Can you see why it's breaking in the database here? Hold on, let me take a look at that here. Let me see why that broke here. All right, then you report back to me, you report back to me, you report back to me, and you report back to me here. Okay, database guys, you got an answer? Database is clean. No errors. Okay, middleware guys, do you see a problem? It's clean right here. No errors. I can show you the logs. Okay. Back-end component guys, what do you got here? Okay. Tip code guys, what do you got here? Okay. We proven it's not our fault. It's the outside entity. Let me get on the horn and call their support up now. Hey, this is such and such from such and such here. Yo, we did our homework. We did our due diligence here right now. We're investigating this particular problem we got here right now. I'm sending you our logging information here. Can you see if it's error coming from you here? Because it's coming in the error on our end here. You see how that works? That is very detailed. That is very precise to give you an example of one item that I might have to deal with here. Something breaks. We need the solution, but we can fix it so we can get on to the next day. But what happens when it breaks again? It's gonna constantly keep breaking and breaking and breaking until we go to the beginning and investigate why it's happening. If you're solutions based, you're not gonna dismiss what she's saying here. You're gonna go to the beginning, find the beginning endpoint, and you troubleshoot that down to find the error. When I see people say, I just want to get to the solutions, you know what I hear when people say that? You don't know how to troubleshoot or understand what the problem is. You don't know the problem. All you keep saying is, I want the answer. You can't get the answer, Sway, until we understand the root cause. See, what I do for a living, we have these things we call RCAs when we get done. Root cause analysis, where we got to write up everything that's occurred. And how do we get to where we at here? And is it financially impacting to the organization? Or is it impacting us from a standpoint of back end? What's the word I want to use? Is it, do we lose resiliency? See, little things like that. When people say, I just want solutions, I just want solutions, I just want solutions. You showcasing you're 32 years old when you just say that word the way you say that word. You're young. You don't want to understand how we got here. I need to take time to investigate. Otherwise, we're still going to keep having this problem over and over and over and over again. That's what pisses me off, because what I do for a day-to-day basis, what I have to do for a living, I just gave you guys one example of one item being very vague. And he still ain't answered the question yet. Close like, that's deep, Dave. That's what I do in my line of work. I recreate the problem. Exactly. How do we recreate the problem today in marriages? We have men who go into relationships blindly. They don't understand the power that they have, the leverage that they have, or the woman that they chose, not knowing that they're putting themselves into harm's way. He is completely dismissing how women can look at guys as marks. How women can look at a guy and say, look at that sucker right there. I just got to juice him for a couple of years and then we good to go. He's not even considering that in the equation. Pearly mentioned no fault divorce, and then he wants to he talked about the the birth control pill. He knows the name of the pill supposedly in the 50s, but he doesn't go any additional information about that. If someone can say I can divorce you at any time, no fault divorce, why you didn't even talk about that? You just glossed over that because that's not part of your talking points. It doesn't help you. Let's continue, y'all. I'm gonna do a little bit more about this, and I'm gonna stop this here because I'm getting pissed off even more just watching them now.
It's for men to walk away from relationships. That's a better solution for society.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not my point of
It's
view.
a good
I said I
point.
think that's a lot of their point
But you
of
know
view.
red pill more than I do. You're the one teaching me earlier.
I'm saying that's their point of view.
Who's there?
Who's there? I would say that's like the MGTOW group.
Okay, the MGTOW.
Yeah, the MGTOW
So
group.
do you believe that's a good solution?
I believe. Do I believe that's a good solution? It could be. I don't know. I'm not claiming I have all the answers.
Of course you don't have all the answers. We're just talking. We're having a conversation.
Yeah. So I have a couple solutions. So I have a couple ideas.
I love it.
I'll tell you.
I want to hear the ideas.
Yeah, I'll tell you. The first idea I have, I'm gonna start a wife school.
I love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna turn 304s into wives.
Let's stop.
So
Nice,
that's my first idea.
Can we stop right there? Or
Okay.
do you want to go through all the ideas? No.
You asked me. I'll tell you.
I want to talk about that one. Don't forget that one. I want to talk to you about that one.
Yeah.
He just loved to dominate the conversation. You see how she started, and then he just cut her off, and then she's like, "Well, and like it's like, yeah, I want to keep that point. I want to add." You asked a question now. Pearly commenced to answering the question, and you still want to cut off to throw your points in there because you just want to dominate the conversation. You just don't want to sit there and listen for once.
Yeah, I got you.
Keep on going.
I got you.
We're having fun, guys.
My second idea is I'd like to run for an office someday because I feel like in order the laws to change for men, women have to do it. So
I love it.
And if this was Pearl's world, I'd get rid of birth control. I'd ban it, but that'll never happen.
A lot of men won't like that. A lot of the men, that's my guy right here. He said, "Hell no!" He said, "I'm gonna get rid of that, baby."
I'm for it. Guys just wear condoms. Or if you're certain guys like me, you have a kid, go ahead and get snipped up and go ahead and handle your business, and you're free to skeet all day long. That's the proper birth control itself. Make sure you get the Michael Jordan treatment. Got good insurance. I can reverse my treatment here. Can go ahead and reverse the tubes. Hey man, nothing wrong with condoms, man. Wrap it up, baby. Come on, man.
Yeah, if this is Pearl's world, I'd ban birth control. I think that's the root of all evil. And I'd actually go further. Go ahead. But I'm kind of extreme.
Say it.
I don't think women should vote.
Huh?
I don't think women should vote.
Lord Jesus, keep on going.
Yeah,
no women, you can't vote. No birth control. Keep it going.
No, because it's always freedom without responsibility. And
I
so,
love
like,
it.
the
Women
reason
should not vote. Pearly
but
said it herself.
I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. Because it's freedom without responsibility.
I love
and before women, like I believe in consequences for your decision. So the men know if they vote someone batshit crazy into power, you guys get drafted. We don't. Women decide elections. We're 55% of the population. I think if we want to vote, equally draft us. Y'all want equality. And personally, I don't want to get drafted, so I'll be in the kitchen.
She said, women, no voting. Let's go. I want more solutions. Keep it going.
Yeah. This is my world. That'll never happen, though.
Keep it going. I love this.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, so
you wanted to start with wife school.
Let's start with wife school. Man, we've gotten so deep in the conversation. I'm really excited. I hope we have a lot of time today because I really want to dive into everything that you want to go to.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm not gonna allow to do that here. I'm stopping at this point of view. We're going 2.5 hours here. The only reason why I have not watched this video. The reason why I just watched like the first few minutes, so I had a starting point. This is a real reaction to how I'm feeling. That's why I'm so emotional and I'm passionate to a degree, because I hear a young man who is irresponsible. This guy thinks that he has the solutions. Anyone know something? The reason what really triggers me? I'm gonna say triggers me because he keeps saying truth. He keeps saying truth. Truth, right? That's a big key word for him, truth. In that cult that I was raised in, they claim to be the truth. They branded themselves as the truth. So when you hear somebody say truth so much, and then you repeat that word so many times as a talking point, truth, it's branded. It's put in you. It's in your system, right? And so you want to speak because you want to know the truth and you want to understand the truth. So anything that's not the truth to you, you automatically disregard it. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? I don't know if y'all caught that. You see, what I was raised in as a Jehovah's Witness, they branded themselves as the truth. They claim that they have the truth of the Bible. So when people talk, it's like, people don't say, when did you become a Jehovah's Witness? Or when did you become a JW? You know what they say? When did you join the truth? That's what they say. You see, other religions do this too. You see, and when they do that, they brand that. They use the word truth so often. Truth, 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 truth. And you know what happens? So when you're talking, all you want to hear is the truth. So when something doesn't align with your viewpoint, you are automatically been mentally brainwashed to hear something that you say that's not the truth, and you automatically dismiss it. See, when talking to people or listening to people talk, there are key words that we have to see what they're using, what they're repeating, what is their frame of the points that they try to use here. I'm not trying to say a whole bunch of words that sound like him right now. You see, what he said, what she was saying didn't align what he said. Same thing with Coach Greg Adams yesterday, or like the red pill community. But not once during this whole conversation, us live streaming, us reacting, letting it play out, he still has not answered the question yet, just like Bud has ducked Errol Spence. He was condescending. He was arrogant. He was ignorant. He was disrespectful. He wants to act like he's smarter than everybody else. People like that who wants to be the smartest man in the room, that's a bad character flaw. I'm willing to listen to what you got to say. If you come at me correctly, I will sit down and listen to what you got to say if you come at me right. But if you come with the pastor's suit on, with the pastor's talking points, with the pastor's dismissiveness and the disrespectfulness, and then you add the youthful hubris in him, we have the perfect clusterfuck. DJ's like, he won't shut up. Dog, I would have been punched this dude. He said, close. And Annie, I'm not even a fighter. You see, but at the same time, though, it's not. We don't want to do that, though. We don't want to lose our cool, because you know what's going to happen when we punch a dude like this? See, that's what these red pill guys are. They can't hold it together. They're not emotionally stable. You see what happens when we get tough here and they want to go ahead and fight me. You see? Yeah, I get it, but yeah, I said what I said because it needed to be said. Other content creators are being nice. To a degree, they're being nice and respectful. You know what I say? If you've been through a cult and been raised in the church, you can recognize false prophets. You've been raised in a cult like me, and then you able to get out free, alive, and mentally sane, and you've had time to reflect, you can see false prophets. I'm not even a religious person anymore. Couldn't get me to go to a church. But you want to know something? And I'll call out a false prophet when I see one. Call him out. This man is dangerous. This man's going to get men killed. Men going to get their feelings hurt. Listen to him. I don't think I could do a part 2 on him, guys. Oh my God, this is too much. You know what though? Everybody's touched it. I gave my 2 cents on it. Cause like he only acted that way because he was a female. If Jess was my girl, I probably would have punched him for talking to her like that. You know I love white women. Claudia says, "Hey man, hey. Hey guys, okay, we're done. We're done with this here. I can't come back to this unless something changes, unless we get some new developments. He goes on another talk tour. He does some more collabs, or if I go ahead and watch the rest of this video, I might do a reaction video on it, right, guys? But I can't do this no more. I can't. You know what though? We've gone enough at this video that we have enough information. It's not like I just took 2 or 3 minutes and took his words out of hand. We had the Greg Adams collab yesterday, and we did that for almost 3 hours. And here we are, 2.5 hours here with this video here. We done. You know what though? As grown men and also as ladies here, we all can smell bullshit when we see it. We can recognize a guy who don't know what he's talking about here. Here's what we got to do here. We killed him. We grilled him. You know what it is? You know what the best thing we can do? I'm not canceling him. I'm glad I'm not subscribed to his channel. You know what it is? Just don't watch his videos. I'm not telling you not to watch it. I'm saying I'm not watching his videos. I'm not watching the roommates. And you want to know something? Anybody aligned with him, I'm going to look at you the same way. Birds of a feather. That's what happens when your character is pulled out on Front Street like this here. Anybody you're associated with that says, this is my guy here, I'm going to look at you kind of suspect. I'm sorry, that's the way it goes here. Hey, if I was rocking with Jeffrey Dahmer, y'all look at me suspect, right? It's like, hey, man, Jeffrey Dahmer's my homeboy. It's like, for real, Dave? Oh, snap. Okay, hey, we ain't messing with that dude no more. Hey, stay away. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not going to say cancel this man. I'm not going to go on a campaign and say pull this dude's channel off YouTube. No, I'm never going to say that, right? Not going to do that because, you know, it is because someone might try to do that to me one day, right? For no reason. Here's what I'm going to say. We in the community have our buying power and our viewing power. So you know what we say? We say, going to watch you. I'm not going to watch you. And here's what's going to happen. The next time you say something stupid, we're just going to call it out. I'm going to pull it back up. I'm going to say, we're not going to, but you know, we're just going to say, hey, here's Hafiz here smoking that blue pack here with some more jankiness, some more craziness here. That's what we're going to do. That's how we do. We're going to keep it moving. But guys, we have to understand living in this day and age here that I know we talk about the banshees. We talk about the hood boogers. We talk about the thought pockets, the hot rockets, all these women that are doing all of these dastardly things. But you want to know something? A lot of times, the real enemy, it could be your friend right in your face here. It could be a guy that you trust. That's why we got to keep our eyes open, be initiated, hear what we need to hear, and call out the BS when we hear the BS. Cause like me and you need to have a conversation about the JWs. I knew there was something that me and you had in common. It could be a conversation for another day. Oh, no problem, Clovis. Hey, you want to know? I wasn't no run-of-the-mill JW. Like when people know about the religion and why I'm able to speak so fervently about the cult, let me just give you a quick, deep, real big background. I am not somebody, if anybody knows about that religion that, you know, you see the cats that be sitting in the bag sleeping during the Sunday public talks. Nah, that wasn't me. I was starting giving public talks, what they call the TMS, the Theocratic Ministry School, when I was 9 years old. You know what that means? I've been public speaking for over 30 years. That's how I got started, really. I mean, of course, being young in the indoctrination. By the time I was 11 years old, I was what they called, you know, I was an unbaptized publisher, which means that I was the one knocking on your doors officially, turning my time and my hours, talking about you waiting for Jehovah's return, trying to give you some watchtowers and awakes and the knowledge to everlasting life books and stuff like that. I became officially baptized at 16 years old. I became a literature servant at 19, which means that I was the assistant to handling all the literature for all the congregations in the building. I became a ministerial servant, which is the equivalent of a deacon in the church. You know what that means? For almost 8 years, I was giving public talks from the time span of 10 minutes or 45-minute dissertations in front of 130 to 300 people 2 to 3 times a month. I was knee deep. I was speaking in front of congregations and people of all nations, people's ages, creeds, you name it, for close to a decade. That's why I'm able to speak for long hours in front of a lot of people. I mean, that's the only good thing that I can say is about the religion, that it helped me practice for public speaking. Outside of that, the indoctrination, everything that I known and what I've seen, so that I was knee deep in a cult. My mind was so in it. So when I am out now and I'm able to process things, I'm able to hear it's like, yo, man, that sounds kind of culty to me. That sounds kind of Scientology to me. That sounds kind of J-Dub to me. That sounds like this over here. Because once I found out it was a cult, I started looking at other religions who follow the same way. The only thing different is the front of who they may actually worship. The back end, the business, they all the same. So when he says, I don't want to deal with man-made ideologies, I can make the argument that all these religions are man-made. If we really want to have, if we had to sit down, we can have 5 or 6 hours and it will get down like that. So I see men like this, and I've seen that firsthand in the JW religion. Because they all apply the same tools. They may have different teachings, but they apply the same tools. So that's why I say you got to look out for your man in the mirror as well. Got to be careful. They'll lead you astray as well. That's why we got to be initiated. That's why we have to talk and understand people who want those whiskers and word salads, because in actuality, he could just be another pope around the pulpit here talking his mess, trying to get money out of your pocket while he's selling suits, talking about he's the standard or his group is the standard. Ain't no standards I'm seeing here. No, the standard I see is a belly full of lies that he still ain't said what the Red Pill community is about. He said that there's half truths in the Red Pill community. We still waiting on that. Polar, like, you were so right, Dave. Close, like, I'm done with it. I never have seen it again. I was about 8. I got out when I was 29 years old. So I have all the lessons of being young, 9 to a teenager to a grown into my own, to a young adult, and to going to my 30 before I got out. So when you got a person who's saying they've got out of a cult and we can recognize cults here, we can have that conversation. And the way I go passionately about that is because look out, even though I'm not in the church. This sounds like a church sermon here. Like Z always says, my final sermon like that, when I be spitting, But even though I'm not in the church, it still applies with the metaphor. Looking out for false prophets. I don't want y'all worshiping me or say, hey, I'm just here to entertain and hopefully I can throw y'all some tools here. We kind of keep it moving. And at the same time, I'm learning as well. But you want to know something? I can recognize a false prophet when I see one. They're jokes. And we got to protect each other, y'all. We got to be careful and be mindful because men like this will destroy more men. And I don't want my men to go to the wayside here. If it means you saying that I don't want to get married, Dave, and this is the reasons why, okay, dude, we need to save your life, homeboy. I don't need you being destitute and homeless. If you feel this is the real, we talk about it. If you made a conscious decision and you understand ramifications, all good. You'd be like, hey, that dude, I want to get married. Okay, then here's why I believe that you should get married. The only reason why I think that people should get married, if you've done your due diligence, is for kids, because we do not need any more black kids being raised into single family homes. But before you think about kids, I want you to do your homework to make sure that the woman you're choosing is the right woman. You've done all your homework. You understand the game of being married. You understand all the issues with being legally in a situation in this country here. And then we can move forward. We can have that conversation. I'm never going to say never get married. I'm going to say this is what you need to understand. But if you do want kids, I'm going to say, yes, I want to push you to get married then, because I'm sick and tired of my black community of having kids raised in fatherless homes. And we're seeing the problem where we have so many young boys being raised to be feminine men. And we're seeing the problems with the divide between the men and women in our own community today. So that's what I talk about. I don't say no and blast it. I say, you say you're not doing this here? We talk about, all right, cool. You say you want to do this here? Okay, cool. We're going to get there. We're going to figure it out. But just know that if you do get married, the divorce rates are high. Here's situations here. Make sure that you understand this here. Hey, you don't want to get married, but you want to have kids. Let's talk about this here. How are we going to do this here? But I'm never going to say no. But if you're going to act like smoking that Hafiz blue pack, then I'll talk about you, because then you close down, you create a wall, and you can't hear anything but your own mouth. And even then you can't hear it because you're deaf. Close like, I hear you. I still like to have a conversation. Yeah, you know something? I never got baptized. Okay, good thing. I'm glad you didn't get baptized. I got baptized. You know what that means? I got this fellowship. So you know what that means? That's the same thing of being casted out. I lost my entire family because of religion. Because once you're baptized, that is like the official rule that you're in the organization. So if you do any kind of wrongdoing, and you're away from the religion, they can use that as their justification to not speaking to you anymore until you come back into the religion. It's the way to beat you back emotionally because you miss your family and friends. I lost my entire family because I walked away. Oh, yeah. So it's not just walking away from something you've been indoctrinated for your entire life. It's also walking away from your family and friends who you've been growing up and raised in, to the point where you go to funerals and people don't want to talk to you. Do you know how dangerous that is and how many people have been deleted because of this? When I buried my dad 3 years ago, did you know that I had people who were in that religion, in that faith, who clearly didn't even show me any respect or talk to me at my own father's funeral? Oh yeah, that happened. That happened. That's how dangerous people like this are. The fact that you could go to somebody's funeral and not show somebody respect because of their death of their loved one, because of your religious views, then why the fuck would you show up to the funeral then? You know I'm gonna be there. Hafiz is on that same dangerous line of rhetoric, whether he realizes that or not. Derek's like, I don't like pastors that stay in $1 million homes. When you read the Bible, is not like that at all. Exactly. I never liked that either. Got these dudes living in nice homes while people who go to their churches can't even afford to get there, barely can get to the bus there. That's a fact, man. Close like, I want to have a conversation with you. I think that'd be awesome. Oh yeah, no problem, man. No one knows something, Clotus? I'm gonna close out of here. Reason why I'm not a JW is because they claim to be the truth when they're nothing but lies. Now, I have some people who listen to me who happen to be JWs, and it's fine. It's kind of funny because I got some emails like, you a JW, you gonna get in trouble listening to me. Check it out. You wanna know how I was not a ministerial servant no more, the equivalent of deacon? Because back in 2007, the early days of social media, they were big on no technology. Hell, they had old articles about pocket calculators to tell you how far behind the times are about technology, right? But I had a social media page on MySpace and someone reported it. And they had me in the back rooms talking about, do you think that you should be in a leadership position having a social media page? I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. They try to do everything to make up lies and stuff like that. So what about this outfit here? So I wore this at a congregation picnic. I'm not dressed wrong. It got to the point where the they went under and said, well, we prayed on it, and we don't think you should be in a position because you have this social media page. And you want to know what happened 10 years later? Everybody named mama got a Facebook page, and there's Facebook groups if you go ahead and search for JW groups. So the irony is that you prayed on something because you're the truth. The saying that I could not be in my position because I was considered bad association because I had a social media page. But 10 years later, everybody has a social media page. How did you get God in your prayer when literally less than a decade later, everybody has something that I got in trouble for? And it wasn't like I was out here doing crazy stuff or I was promoting things like that. No, I have the most basic page there is. So how are you about truth when you're a belly full of lies? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I go hard when I see people move like this. I go hard because I know how dangerous they are, whether they realize it or not. And him at 32 years old, he don't even know it. He's leading men astray. He ain't talking to older men. He's talking to younger guys. That's why we need, you don't got to listen. Here's the thing. I'm not saying listen to me, but we need younger cats to listen to older cats, the OGs, so they can understand, because we've been on earth longer than them. And we can spit game. I'm not gonna know everything, but I'm gonna know enough. And if you don't like me, then how about TLA? If you don't like TLA, go listen to old Kevin Samuels content. You're no longer with us. If you don't like that, what about AMS? If you don't like AMS, then go to Coach Greg Adams. You don't like Coach Greg Adams, then go to MTR. If you don't like MTR, go to Poor Man's Podcast. There's so many people you can listen to, right? I'm not saying that I'm the only one. I'm just saying that there's many options, and so not everybody's cup of tea. Like I said, Coach Greg Adams is not my cup of tea, but I still rock with him. He gets a great point. But we have to call out the bullshit when we see the bullshit, when we hear the shenanigans, when we see and hear the BS, because all they're going to do is to keep men into darkness, to keep men making bad decisions, to keep men not being wise and understanding the fall of their ways, because they thought they were following somebody who they thought that was smart and was giving them the goods, when all they were doing is selling nothing but rotten food. I'm done on a feast. I'm done with that blue pack, guys. I'm done with him. Unless something else comes up after these videos here, I'm done. I mean, you guys can ask me questions. We can get into it in another side point after that. But I'm done with this cat here. I don't care who comes at me. I don't care who may come in my inbox. I don't care what it is. But you know what though? I reacted to it. But you know what? If he really is about what he's about, he would literally listen to all the OGs, guys who are older than me, reacting to him and be like, look, you're being schooled, young buck. You need to listen and fall back, and then maybe you can get on the right path there. I'm not telling you to change your religion. I'm telling you, you need to listen to men and understand what you're doing. Daniel's like, facts, Dave. Know what you're getting yourself into. Exactly. Yeah, man. I'm done with him, guys. About to get out of here. I don't know if anybody in the comment section going to say anything. If y'all ain't got nothing else, man, I'm going to close shop down. I'm glad y'all was able to join me today on this one. Hold on. Let me check something out here, guys. Give me 1 second. Y'all want to know something that's crazy? The video yesterday, YouTube demonetized that video. I don't know why. It's on a review right now. I said, yo, y'all going to review this one, because I ain't doing nothing wrong here. I probably said like 3 or 4 curse words. So the stuff that we're talking about here, I don't know if the game is changing. We're going to see if this video got demonetized or not here, I don't know. I was talking about men and deletion and stuff like that, like that eating what's, and I think that's what triggered the YouTube algorithm, man. So YouTube is actually playing around, man. I hope that's not the case, man. I hope that's just, the algorithm got jacked up and everything, but we'll see how this goes here, man. But that's why I'm getting off a feast right now, man, because I don't know if they getting on my case about this or there's something that was said. I didn't put any of the images on the screen, but they demonetized that video, but it's under review right now. Well, it's not completely demonetized. It's limited. But even though when it's limited, it's basically demonetized. You know what I mean? So that's why I need the likes up, guys, because YouTube be playing sometimes. I don't know if someone reported it or not, too. Maybe he reported it. Maybe someone from his team reported it. That's why it's under review right now. This one might get reported. I don't even know yet. I can't even tell right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check. Let me see if this one's been, before I go, let me see here. Since I'm rocking with y'all here, I got a few minutes. Let me see if this is under review right now. We're going to find out before we get off the air here so y'all can see what I'm dealing with. Give me 1 second. We're going to find out. Let's stop that. If y'all came in the building and y'all click the like button, click on the like. I know I'm not talking about hoochies and bam bams and hood boogers, things of that nature, but we having a good time. Give me 1 second. Let's see if YouTube dinged me on this video. All righty. Let's go here. Let's take a look before I go. This is real time here. We live. Trying to find out if YouTube is on my case here. Come on. Let's see here. Then we go here. Let's find this out. I need to go to one more spot. Here we go. And what do we got? Okay, well, we're still good now. Okay, so YouTube's acting funny. Oh, look at this here. Let me do that. Daniel Blake, they're trying to silence our space. Yeah, we got to play cool, man. Hope my shooters got that there. I see some spam came in here. So, we don't have that here. Hey, guys, this was a good conversation, man. I just had to get this off my chest. Like, I saw other content creators talk about this. I didn't watch all of it, but I had my viewpoints just by seeing what other people were saying. And just by going through it, I just had to get, that's the thing about having your own YouTube channel. You're like, I can cam up, and whether we get 400 people or 40 people watching. Thanks, Daniel. My shooters, that's what they do. That's what I'm saying. That's what we got you in the front line, Daniel. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Wow, that's crazy. It's a dirty game. Yeah, it is, but that we got to play the game. We got to understand it, though. I'm not complaining. I'm a big boy. I put my pants on one leg at a time. So know what that means then? I ain't going to complain about spilled milk. I'm not an owner. I don't own the platform. I'm just a user. I'm a content creator. So it is what it is. That's what we do. Okay, guys, we going to get out of here, man. I got to get ready for dinner. I'm starving. I'm going to holler at my daughter, see how kindergarten went today. It's kind of cool. Kindergarten's kind of easy. You got to go back and forth with it. It's like, how's school? Good. Y'all remember kindergarten? Yeah. So I'm at to holler at my little girl, see how she's doing with school and stuff like that. She likes school. I hope she keeps it up if she likes school. You know what I mean? Cause like, go kick it with the fan. We'll talk later. Yeah, no doubt, man. So here we go, guys. I want you guys comment, like, and hit on the bell notification below, even though the notification bell doesn't work. We'll probably be back tomorrow. I'm debating on what the content will be. I don't know if we're going to talk about Kanye tomorrow or we're going to talk about some more of these thoughts. We know the women bring everybody out. When we get into real live deep conversations about men, I already know that the views are gonna be down. I don't care. It is what it is, right? I just gotta get it off my chest here. You know what I mean? But so who knows? We might talk about Kanye tomorrow because there might be more fallout. We might talk about more of these thought rockets, these banshees. You know what I'm saying? We might get back into that. We'll see. I got a couple of things in mind here. So support the kid. I appreciate all the supers. Thank you very much on this Tuesday. And for everybody watching the replay, I hope you guys enjoyed as well. But we're going to get out of here. But you know what, though? As always, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.